Hey y'all. Yeah. How y'all doing? How y'all? Happy birthday to you. It's the day your birthday. Yeah. Love y'all. Y'all know we've been covering this case over here, right? Yeah. Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf case. Whew, boy. Shout out to my workers. Yay. And shout out to my subbies. Yeah. Now y'all like share this live. Share this live because we're gonna get into a lot of things that gonna educate us. That's what's the most important thing over here on this channel is to educate myself and help educate others. That's the best of my knowledge. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. So I'm not into law, but I am a certified health and physical education teacher and a 16-year coach in track. I never seen nothing like this. But look, we're gonna dive into a lot of knowledge and criticism, commenting, and educating purposes. It's what we're gonna do right here. We got to you know what? You know what? I hate this happening. Y'all don't know what this done to me. Now, I don't seen a lot. But we're gonna get into this, okay? Let me get my boys up here. Let me get my boys' pictures up here. Let me get my baby's pictures up here. Cause children can't do no more than what you let them do. Let me put my kids' picture up here, man. All kids are nice, okay, regardless of color. Okay. And I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this because this is one case. I'm gonna tell y'all something. And I know sometimes y'all don't want to hear no talking because you don't want to be educated. But if you don't want to be educated, it ain't the place for you. But what we gonna do, or what we do on our channel over here, we educate one another. Okay, we educate each other. Okay. Now, I'm not a lawyer. Like I said, I'm not a lawyer. And before we get into anything, close that screen door and stop letting all them flies up in here. We don't need no flies in the chat. Okay. Now, I want to get into something that I was anticipating on coming home last night, but I went to Club TikTok and then I came home from Club TikTok and I went to sleep. But I still had my boys right here on my mind. And I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to always blame that law in Texas and the coaches and the authority at that track meet. What happened to them boys? That's what I'm blaming. That's who I'm blaming. The law and the coaches and the security, all the authorities. Okay? Because if it had been supervision, it wouldn't have happened. If it had been security, allegedly, it wouldn't have happened. But it happened. Now, y'all, for those who don't know what's going on, at the Frisco High School district track meet, now see, y'all don't know nothing about district track meet because it got those schools within the district. Okay? They met at that school that day. Okay? Now, you know, the kids are getting ready for the state. Y'all, that's because y'all don't know that. Some people know what I'm talking about. Some people have not, but I'm gonna keep y'all in you know, right there so you'll know a little something. Okay. Now at the Frisco High School district meet, a fatal stabbing occurred. Okay. Austin Metcalf, a 17-year-old student at Frisco Memorial High School, was killed after being stabbed by another student during an altercation in the bleachers. The suspect reportedly told police he was acting in self-defense. So you got a young man on the left named Karmelo Anthony. He's the young man on the left. He said he was acting in self-defense. And then you have Austin McCaff, the young man who lost his life in the altercation. And so, y'all, this is Texas law, and we're going to get into all of that today. We're going to get into Texas law. And I did my research. I'm like I said, and I'm going to continue to say it. I'm not a lawyer, and that's not what I went to school for, okay? But I am going to give y'all brief information of things that I have researched. Understanding it, that's y'all law in Texas, okay? I want to get into this. Y'all go ahead and hit the like button. And if you want to donate to the channel, you can with the cash out. The cash out is up there, but the cash out is to help grow the channel with people that I can use in my community, okay? Because these days, we volunteer. We do volunteer to help each other, but sometimes you want to contribute. And your contribution can help the channel, okay? We appreciate you. Okay, now, before I start on my videos, I want to get into things that I researched. Now, I want to talk about self-defense, okay? I'm going to tell you something what these two young men did for Texas. These two young men, and I hate that it had to happen to some children to put light on Texas law. I never heard a law like that. It's a lot of states that I always told my kids, read the law before you go there. If you're talking about living there, read that law. And I always put emphasis on Atlanta, Georgia law. I tell people this is not where you want to be. Because they're going to lock your butt up and throw away the keys. In this case right here, if you was in Georgia, they're going to throw away them keys on you, bro. Now, in this situation, I want to put it out there that not me. I'm not taking up for no one. Because I overheard a young man say that everybody taking up for a boy that killed somebody. That's y'all law. That's y'all Texas law. But guess what? It's stuff that you don't know about Texas law that you can't, what you can do and what you can't do. Because y'all got the law messed up. But those Texas law, I'm not from there. I'm from Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. So this is ridiculous. I don't care how y'all feel about me. I don't care what you say. But I'm taking up. I can't take up. I want the boy to be punished because he stabbed somebody. But y'all law is going to screw this up. That's y'all law. These are people y'all voted for. This is your law. This is Texas law, not Atlanta law. Okay. Now let's get into the information that I researched. I can't explain it like the people explain it because I'm certified in coaching and teaching PE. Okay. Now, self-defense. We want to talk about self-defense in Texas. Now, going to talk about it in Texas before we get into the next step. Now, self-defense. What is this affidavit is saying? That what we're going to get into in a few minutes. What that affidavit is saying about self-defense. Now, from each witness, whatever those witnesses, what are the affidavit from each witness is stating? It's going to matter in this case. And so what we're going to get into that in a second, but I have to do my part, y'all. Okay. This is my protocol and the procedures that I have to do provided by YouTube. Okay. I respect them. So we're going to find out today what that affidavit says about the witness, what the witness said. Okay. Number two, What did the actual suspect over here, what did Karmelo state? What did he say? What did Karmelo run up and say to the police without the police questioning him? Y'all wasn't there. Y'all got to find out what did Karmelo weighed his statement to say to the police. Police didn't say, "What you do, young man? Hold up, you have to remain recital." This is young man. Like I say, they young children. That's y'all law in Texas. Now he volunteered some information. The young man volunteered some information. Police didn't ask him what he did. He ran to the police. So we're going to get into the self-defense today, and we're going to get into the what that affidavit said. Okay. Now, number 4, what we're going to do. No. I'm still on 3. Now, in Texas, y'all, let me tell you about Texas law. I never go to Texas. I never stay in Texas. I don't want to go past Texas, but I did on the plane now. I did on the plane, but I don't want to get screwed up in Texas because y'all law sucks. That law sucks. That law can make somebody do wrong and can make him do right. That's what Betty said. Now, in Texas allow to carry a knife or a gun when it is appropriate for self-defense. Y'all heard that? That's y'all law. Did y'all hear that? So that means that I'm 17. That law don't change on me. Okay? And somebody studied that law before they went to that track meet. Somebody been into the law since something don't happen to them, where the other person ain't even paid no attention to the law. They want to go out there and do their thing, but they not worried about being protected weapon wise. Now, again, in Texas, allowed to carry a knife or gun when it is appropriate for self-defense. So y'all got to ask yourself, where are we going with this self-defense law in Texas? Not what I say. If I say what I want to say, I know what'll happen in the case. Okay. But I can't because y'all law messing me up. Now, the 4th thing we want to get into is every state has its own what? Rules. Every state has its own rules. Okay. And we're going to get into that in a few minutes. Now, there's a different set of self-defense rules. Now, Florida has what's a stand your ground rules. They have the stand your ground rules where Texas don't. Now, this what's going to happen? These rules, Texas rules, is going to determine whether it's going to determine his punishment. Okay, boy, it's oh my God, I hate to say that. I don't want to say this, but I'm not. But this person worked in a mysterious way, and it opened y'all people eyes to find out read, because you don't like to read on the law. The law in your own state, y'all don't even know it. You don't know the protocol, consequences in your own state when you vote on that mother sucker. You didn't think about these children when you voted on that law. Okay, now Texas doesn't. Texas self-defense has to be reasonable. Listen, because we about to get into it. Texas self-defense has to be reasonable and appropriate. And it got to come with the perpetrator or the other person who initiated. Just a lot of y'all don't know what's going on in this case. Now, what the perpetrator initiate? Who initiated what in this situation? Now, they're gonna bring the bond. The bond. I don't know how they brought the bond down, y'all. Cause like I told you, before I came here, I had took a nap. $1 million bond was the $1 million bond. It's allegedly not common. It's not uncommon. Okay, because I wasn't educated on the $1 million bond. It is common in Texas. See, it's a lot of things that I had to go and looked up. Now, it's not uncommon, generally appropriate. A bond is in place because of the offense murder case. Is he a danger to himself and others? So that's where Karmelo is standing. Is he a danger to others and himself? Now, I don't know that they bring the young man bond down. Now, what was presented was a knife at a physical altercation. He can very well be dangerous to others and himself. They can have what his lawyer can do, Karmelo lawyer can do, sit down with the judge and have a hearing, a bond hearing, and try to reduce that bond. And that's the information that I researched, but came on and talked to y'all about at first. So y'all self-defense, we're gonna get into our content now. Now, y'all self-defense law, I ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't live there in Texas. I couldn't live there. Not with no law like that. Because you're not thinking about them babies while they 17 years old. Okay. Now I'm gonna tell you something that I just looked up. Let me pull it up for you. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put my babies up here. Hold on for a second. I hope I can get both boys' picture up here. I might can't squeeze both of them picture up here, but I'm gonna try. If I can't, I'm gonna put half face up here, okay? I don't believe they're gonna make me put both on face up here. Hold on, y'all. So I'm gonna try to squeeze both boys in here much as I can. Okay, y'all. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I want to put both my boys' faces up here, but it's not gonna let me put their whole face up there. Okay. All right. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna get into something with y'all. I'm gonna do this. Now I want to keep my boy's picture up here as we speak, so folks can see these babies. Okay. I'm gonna take y'all to this information that I pulled up earlier about Texas self-defense. Okay, I want to talk about this first Texas. Now think about them 17-year-old boys. The law is there supposed to protect you, but also as well failing you at the same time if you don't pay attention to what it says. In Texas, self-defense is a complex legal issue. And while it's possible, it can be challenging to successfully claim and prove self-defense in a criminal case. The burden of proof lies with the defendant. Listen, defendant to demonstrate that they had a reasonable belief that their action was necessary to protect themselves or others from imminent harm. Juries may be skeptical, particularly if the circumstances are not clear cut, or the defendant's actions appear. And that's what happened to Karmelo. That's what happened to Karmelo in this case. Karmelo is now dealing with the key consideration for a strong self-defense claim in y'all Texas, where you're from. Y'all law. Oh my God. These kids really open people's eyes up with the law and what the law really writes, what the written has written. Now, a key consideration for a strong self-defense claim in Texas is a reasonable belief of a imminent threat. Now, Karmelo has to he got to demonstrate that he believed that he was threatened. He was in danger. Now, for Karmelo, I'm not taking up for nobody. I'm just talking about y'all crazy law in Texas. Because I don't understand this, what y'all made it hard for the 17-year-old kids. Okay? He felt threatened. Karmelo felt threatened. Okay? He felt threatened because he said, there's a lot of things that he said. We don't want to get into that part today. Today is a self-defense situation, okay? And reasonable and the probable cause of the situation, okay? So Karmelo attorney has to demonstrate and believe that his client was in danger. Now, y'all, do y'all know if you play football, you ready to tackle, right? So you got two football players. You got one known and one popular and one not. Now, the way I hear, what his name? Austin name. Austin seemed like he was popular in the districts. It's just like our name, y'all. Y'all remember when I would run the track, my name was popular in the district. You better look out for me in that 400. But I'm not about to put it by me. But I'm just saying, you don't know each other. They didn't know each other. We're gonna get into that. So the reader believes is in the belief that he was threatened. It's gonna make it difficult with this law in Texas. Okay. Proportionality of the force. The amount of force used must be proportional to the perceived threat. Using excessive force can undetermine the self-defense. All right, y'all fighters, and y'all like to fight and stuff like that. All right, y'all in Texas, that law, boy, I tell you, come on now, keep your hands to yourself, or move or walk away. That's the most important thing that I'm listening to, and we always that Texas always threatening. No provocation. If the defense provoked the confrontation, their self-defense claim may be weakened. Now, who provoked this confrontation? Who did it? Who provoked it? So we're gonna get into what the witness said. We're gonna get into what this witness said. Y'all, no provocation if the defendant provoked the confrontation. What do y'all think in this situation? What do you think? Okay, now the duty to retreat or stand your ground. They don't have a stand your ground law in Texas. Okay, so we're gonna X that out. Texas law allows individuals to stand there. It was said to me yesterday they didn't have no stand your ground. You see it? You see? But right here it said the duty to retreat or stand your ground. Now retreat, Texas law allows individuals to stand their ground in places where they have a legal right to be eliminated the duty to retreat from use force. And I'm gonna tell you some of y'all people. I want to share with some of y'all people out there that don't know the law. Now, y'all making up stuff about the track meets. Y'all making up stuff. And it hurts my feeling as a coach that y'all trying to tell us that we don't have no rules at our stadiums. Y'all trying to tell me that we don't have no rules at that track meet. Y'all trying to tell me that it's no rule at a district track meet. Parents and people who don't know, just like I don't know the law unless I read up on it. There are rules at that stadium. Why do y'all think they have United States Track and Field in place? The officials. Why do y'all think they have security at the stadium? Why do y'all think they have coaches, assistant coaches, parents? Why y'all think they have them? That's why it's important for y'all parents. Get up out that bed, I don't care how tired you are, and start dropping these kids out at that stadium, and sit there with your child till supervision come. Because you know your child better than anybody else. You can do all the talking in the world you want to do with y'all kids, to these kids. And you could be talking to yourself because you know how it was when your mom was talking to you. And your dad, you were listening, but you still did what you want to do. Okay. Now, I'm taking up for these teen boys because it's not their fault what happened. And I'm going to keep saying it. I'm going to say it. Neither one of these boys deserve to be punished hard because the authority wasn't in their place. First come, first serve when you come to that stadium. Now, the two 17-year-old who disputed in a fatal stabbing, I can see it happen, at a Texas high school meet, did not know each other. People out there, start giving these people out here mixed information. They did not know each other. Okay? They don't know each other. Prior to the incident. That's what the witness said. The witness said they did not know each other. So if I don't know you, I'm going to get to security because I know my strength. I'm about to tell security or my coach. I don't understand why y'all there by yourself, and I'm still going to put emphasis on that. Why these children that did cotton picking, I can't say what I want to say. I don't understand why nobody wasn't supervising these football players. Now, that's what the witness said, that they did not know each other. Now, Karmelo Anthony is accused of stabbing Austin at a whatever this school name, never heard nothing, with a Coyote Kendall stadium in this happened in Frisco on April the 2nd. Now, a probable cause affidavit that we're going to get into previously obtained by people They get a shout out to People magazine. I know about People magazine. States that witnesses told police the altercation began with Austin. The altercation began when okay, listen. Let me calm down, because I am hyper. A probable cause affidavit states that witnesses told police the altercation began when Metcalf asked Anthony to move from under a tent set up for the former track team. And y'all, that is something that children say. Hey man, I gotta get up under our tent. And what we do, we get up under their tent because who tent is? It's their tent. But remember, we living in a sensitive world now. Okay? So, the first step, the aggressor came from not what Metcalf said, how Metcalf said. Okay? That's y'all Texas law. I hear how he said it. Because y'all so sensitive. You know you'll be wrong at time, and then you don't want to move. Get your blank up under this tent. No, okay, I'm not. Let me stop. Okay, let me stop. Move. Get out of our tent, boy. Okay, I'm just playing. I'm just talking this typical teenage. Get your A off none our tent. Now, that was some of y'all would have said. Now, we're gonna look at the probable cause affidavit, okay? That state that the witness told police the altercation began when Austin asked Anthony to move from under a tent set up for their former track team. What I can't understand, what I saw at the track meet was the blue blanket thing is above the tent. They got to tell me, was that young man really up under that tent, or was he above that area for their teammate? Because I see where they laid the blue cloth at the stadium. It's telling me, was he sitting back there? Or was he really under the tent? I just don't understand why he under that tent. That's why I'm trying to put Karmelo. Why are you sitting up under somebody else? Man, get your school off under my tent. I'm about to compete against you. Move. I just don't see him under nobody tent out there that district meet. So was he under that tent, or was he above that tent? I'm just gonna tell y'all how it is at track. That's disrespectful for you to be up under my tent. I'm just telling y'all whether y'all don't like it or not. Now let's look, y'all. The police affidavit stated that witness said that Metcalf and Anthony did not know each other. According to the affidavits, a witness said Anthony responded by reaching into his backpack and allegedly stated, "Touch me and see what happened," which we know he said that. He said that. We're not disputing that. Now let me see what they got right here. We're not disputing that. He said what he did. He said it. I didn't. Let me see what they got here. Hope they have an affidavit. Affidavit. This little boy right here don't even know what's going on. Poor children in situations. Let me see. Now they said that people obtain a copy of the probable cause affidavit. The arrest affidavit in the case which note that Anthony had distanced himself from the victim. Listen, y'all, in the affidavit, it was obtained by, I hope they show it. Hold on for a minute. It was obtained a copy of probable cause affidavits in this case, which noticed that Anthony had distanced himself from the victim and the other athletes when police arrived on the scene. When the police arrived on the scene, of course he distanced himself. The arresting officer, uh, ordered Anthony to put his hands up. Now you go to officer about to make themselves look good in Texas. They told him to put his hands up, at which time Anthony allegedly shouted, "I was protecting myself." Anthony shouldn't have said nothing. Anthony shouldn't have said nothing, and Metcalf shouldn't have said nothing. Anthony should have kept his mouth closed. I was protecting myself. Anthony then complied with the officer's instructions and requests as he was led off the field of questioning, according to the affidavit. When the officer referred to Anthony as an alleged suspect, he seemingly admitted to the crime. In response, allegedly saying, "I'm not alleged. I did it." According to the affidavits, this is is y'all law. This is Texas law. I did it. This boy didn't lie. This young man didn't lie. This young man didn't hesitate. He said he did it. And the witness also said that it started when Austin said something to him. These children are not lying. It's the people that lying. I just can't understand why y'all ain't looking at and listen to these children. That's what we don't do. Listen to them. We don't listen to them. Now, Anthony did. He then became emotional as the officer led him to his vehicle, and according to the affidavit, said he put his hands on me. I told him not to. He put his hand on me. So that means that something happened in a situation. I don't know why. I don't know what was on Karmelo mind. I don't know what was on Austin mind. I don't know what was going on mentally here before he came to that track meet. Something wasn't right with that young man when he came to that track meet, y'all. And the reason why I'm saying that, because he's not sitting with his team. He's not. No track runners do that, y'all. We don't do that at track meets. We don't first get there to go sit up on nobody's tent. We don't do that. What was on his mind and what was going on mentally with Karmelo. And I know y'all gonna say, "Why are you saying something mentally wrong?" Because he did something that athletes don't do. They go find a team and stick with their team because they're about to compete against you. We don't do that at track meets. We don't. Now the only way we'll go visit your team, you tell us to come over, but you got to hurry up and leave. We don't fight like that. We don't think about stabbing nobody at no track meet. We think about getting warmed up, being with our team. Something ain't right with this situation right here mentally. Now, this young man, did he want to go to jail, or did he have? What is going on here? Now, Anthony then began emotional as the officer led him to his vehicle, and according to the affidavit, said he put his hands on me. He put his hand on me. I told him not to. Come on. Let's a reasonable and appropriate Is this reasonable and appropriate when somebody could have been the bigger person to walk away? But I want to ask y'all grown folks out there, is this reasonable and appropriate for the perpetrator? It's just like me sitting in the classroom in the school, and then you come up there saying that you put your hand on me, what I'm gonna do to you. You threaten me. And I ain't gonna put my hand on you. I'm not gonna put my hand on you. So the thing what we got to figure out is this appropriate. He put his hand on me. That's inappropriate. He shouldn't have put his hand on him. Nobody have no rights to put your hand on nobody. I don't even have no rights to put my hand on Karmelo. But guess who do have the rights? The authority, security has the right to remove him, but not me. I don't have the rights. So what we got to look at here, we are looking for the reasonable and appropriate, y'all. Reasonable and appropriate. Think about that. Remember that. When it's reasonable and appropriate. Okay. Now, he also asked one of the other officers a question. See, he doing too much talking. Karmelo doing too much talking to the law. But he's a teenager, so he's something just happened that scared him. While walking to my patrol vehicle, Anthony made another spontaneous statement and asked if what happened could be considered self-defense. This boy don't lost his mind. Something just happened. He's a teenager. And y'all teenagers in Texas with the law that y'all have. If you're 17 years old, I don't think they should be that hard on 17-year-old. Y'all trying to make these children grown and they ain't even grown yet. A boy mind ain't mature till he's 25. Some of them mature at 19. It all depends. All young men mind not mature at that time. Now when while walking to the police, he felt comfortable with that officer. He felt comfortable with the police, but he wasn't comfortable enough to go there and tell that policeman. But anyway, while walking to the patrol vehicle, Anthony made a spontaneous statement and asked if what happened could be considered self-defense affidavits. And Anthony was then booked into the Frisco jail where he remained in custody. And a judge had set Anthony bond to $1 million per order commitment obtained by people. Now, I know things probably don't change, y'all. They probably don't change. Now, the affidavit also detailed just how quickly things escalated between Metcalf and Anthony, dealing with y'all Texas law. Now, an eyewitness told police that Metcalf asked Anthony to move out from under the tent. Is telling me that he was under the tent. I'm trying to find out why is that blue cloth laying over there with that yellow tag, when somebody gets stabbed or something, how they get way up there? How he get pushed way up there? How they get all the way up there? Y'all got to talk to me. Now, an eyewitness told the police that Austin asked Anthony to move out from under the tent that had been set up for members of the high school. We already said it. Okay, Anthony then reached into. Anthony ain't just reach. Just because you ask somebody to move, I know he ain't just reaching his bag. Something had to make him react, but it's still not right. But with y'all Texas law, we're gonna get into something in a few minutes. Okay. All right. Okay. The eyewitness said that Austin touched Anthony, at which time Anthony allegedly. That's the eyewitness telling y'all the truth. The eyewitness telling y'all the truth right here. The eyewitness told y'all the truth, and his baby told y'all the truth. I tell you the truth. I tell you the truth. I don't know what to say. The eyewitness said Metcalf touched Anthony, at which time Anthony allegedly told him to punch him. Wait a minute, let me read this over. The eyewitness said Austin touched Anthony. Austin, you wrong for touching Anthony. I would have been wrong for touching Anthony as a coach. Okay? Because that means that I started the confrontation when I touch him. Okay? At which time Anthony allegedly told him to punch him and see what happens. According to the affidavits. That's not what he said, though, but I know what he said. He said, you touch me, you'll see what happened. That's what he said. He said, you touch me, you'll see what happened. Not punch him. Okay, he said, if you touch me, you'll see what happened. So it seemed like he already been pushed. Now, Austin then went to physically move Anthony. Who is Austin to move someone? Y'all see, y'all young people need to change. But the law got y'all acting a fool. Y'all ain't got no business. Nobody got no business putting their hand on nobody at that stadium, but that security guard, that police officer. Nobody got no business physically touching an athlete and got no business touching another athlete out there. You can't tell nobody what to do. That's why you're supposed to have a coach and a responsible adult in place to keep this situation right here calm. Now, Austin went to physically move Anthony, which is when Anthony allegedly pulled out a knife. Now, Anthony, the law in Texas, y'all can have a knife at 17, I guess. But that can't be a true law because 17, you in school. That means that y'all don't need no metal detector. So that law, y'all can't tell me that the law said that y'all 17-year-old can walk around with a knife in your hand. But it said probable cause. It said appropriate and a proper and a reasonable approach. So it can't be true for a 17-year-old. That law can't fall in effect for a 17-year-old. Oh, no. Can't be. Now, Anthony allegedly pulled a knife out of his bag and stabbed Austin in the chest, not the arm, not the leg, not the face, but the chest, and ran from the tent. Now you want to run after you stab the boy. Y'all see, y'all decision responsible. That's decision making is so wrong in this sportsmanlike conduct, sportsmanship, decision making consequences. Y'all, you see, y'all got to think. Move your ass out the way and go and with your team. This don't make no sense. You gonna pull a knife out your bag? And I'm not gonna pretend to sit here and act like it was okay for him to pull a knife out of his bag and stab that boy in the chest. That ain't right. But it all could be prevented. It could have been prevented. And he ran from the tent. Now you want to run after you stab somebody. Now your ass going to jail. According to the eyewitness, excuse me, y'all, I'm just upset because what is that boy felt that what is going on? Y'all too sensitive for me. I'm glad I won. Oh my God. Woo. Y'all wouldn't have made it back in my day, baby. Y'all wouldn't have made it back in my days. Not being sensitive. Not even in the 90s. Ain't this sensitive. Now, okay. After he stabbed that boy, now he fled from under the tent. According to the eyewitnesses. Now, the entire altercation later lasts less than 30 seconds last less than 30 seconds. So you mean to tell me that the entire altercation lasts less than 30 seconds and nobody see this? Where was security? Where was security? Y'all, nobody tried to stop this. No one tried to stop it. Everybody got the cameras out recording. Before this happened, everybody, come on, y'all. People always sitting down looking. Now, it lasts less than 30 seconds, according to the affidavit and multiple eyewitnesses. Now, they got multiple eyewitnesses, y'all. Back up this version of events. They got witnesses now. Because I'm going to tell you something. Can I tell y'all something? You know what the witnesses really going to tell? That Karmelo was sitting down under their tent. If he was sitting under their tent by himself. You mean to tell me that they left that tent unattended without a book bag? With all them book bags out there, they left that tent. They left their designated area and go walk over there to that middle school. And y'all gonna tell me ain't nobody watching that stuff? And you ain't got no wit. Now, I know it's a lot of people out there staying and saw that baby sitting right there by himself. Karmelo. And they noticed soon they walked up that Karmelo was sitting there by himself under the wrong tent, as if he was in another world, like he was mentally on something to be sitting up on somebody else's tent. I still say something wasn't right with that boy. Something wasn't right with him to come to that track meet and sit up under him. I ain't telling about no rain. We run in the rain. My team practice in the rain. What y'all talking about? Track runners run in the rain, long as it ain't thunder and lightning. We don't stop no track meet unless it's po, boom, boom, thunder and lightning. We run in the rain. What is y'all talking about? Track runners run in the rain, but we don't run in the thunder and lightning. So don't try to say because it was raining out there, he's standing up under that tent. He wasn't standing, he was sitting up under that tent. Still he under somebody else's tent. Now, police then arrived on the scene to find multiple coaches. Huh? What? Y'all see how this thing changing? At the beginning, I told y'all I'm blaming the authority and the coaches. Authority and the coaches and security. I told y'all that at the very beginning that I wasn't blaming these kids. Now we got coaches out there, y'all. At first, y'all didn't heard no word about coaches until I said, "Well, where are the coaches?" Now the coaches coming in the picture. Police then arrived. Then here you go. You got the security to arrive on the scene. If they had been in place, it wouldn't have happened. To find multiple, and you didn't have no coaches doing nothing about it until after somebody got killed. Okay. Multiple coaches from Frisco Independent School District surrounding Metcalf. Oh, now they want to surround Metcalf now. After trainers perform CPR, now they want to do CPR and other life-saving measures. Y'all see this? Y'all see this? Y'all didn't hear nothing about no coaches until I mentioned, tell the first thing I said to y'all, y'all know, y'all my witness, I'd say, where are those coaches? Where is the responsible though? Where is the security? Y'all, nobody in place. How that bag get through that thing where it won't say beep, 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 because it wasn't up there when he came through there. Now, I'm mad. This ain't no hallelujah laugh. Now, officer also met with the victim brother, Hunter. Hunter told y'all what happened. Hunter told y'all that my brother put his hand on him first. Hunter did. Hunter said Hunter was acting like he was trying to stop his brother at first. Hunter told two different stories because they got that boy. Leave these young people alone. Stop making them lie. Because Hunter told y'all the truth at first what happened. He said my brother pushed that boy down. That's what he said. He said my brother asked him to move out on the tent. And then he pushed the boy down. I wonder why. I don't understand how he pushed him down to even sitting down. Okay, so the officer also met with the victim brother Hunter, according to the affidavit. We could not speak because he was so overcome with emotion. Now, see, he was crying because he lost his twin brother. He lost his brother. Come on, y'all. He's a child. He gonna cry. He lost his brother. Let me see, can I pull up something right here? Now, something that I found out. Hold on, y'all. I hope I didn't move it. Hate that happened to that baby. I hate that happened to you, Austin. I hate you was in this situation like this, baby. I really do. I really do hate that that happened to that baby. I'm gonna tell y'all this what I found out. Now, Karmelo Anthony, the 17-year-old suspect in the stabbing death of Frisco track, Texas track star Austin, cannot face the death penalty or life without parole, according to Collin County District Attorney Greg Willis. Y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Karmelo, the 17-year-old suspect in the stabbing death of a child, Austin, an athlete, track star Austin Metcalf. Karmelo cannot face the death penalty or life without parole, according to Collin County District Attorney Greg Willis. Now, Willis explained to WFAA that prosecutors cannot seek the death penalty or life without parole because of a Supreme Court ruling in a case called Roper v. Simmons from 2005 that excludes juveniles from those punishments. There go y'all log in. Y'all gonna listen one day. That law is for you to fail them, okay? Once you fail them law, this is what you all got to read these laws. That y'all just you heard, right? They are juveniles. These are juveniles. Regardless if y'all don't like them, I ain't into none of that. I like both of the boys. I like black people and white people. So I'm just one of their minority that they like. I like people. Just because you don't like their color, I like them. I like my color too. But it ain't about that. It's about the law right here. It's about the law. It's not about whose side I'm on. I hate this even happen, y'all. It really irritates me. Now, this is the law, y'all. They are juvenile. Now, I'm trying to tell you, they ain't grown people like us. So, what is it saying about Karmelo? What is it saying about Karmelo? That lady lost her son, man. That other mom lost it. That mom's lost her son. Karmelo mama lost her son, and she lost her son. Ain't this something y'all need? Y'all got to make the right decision, young people. And listen, y'all don't listen to y'all parents. Y'all make it so hard on the parent. You make it so hard on the parent, bad enough the law just is worse. I ain't taking up for nobody. I'm just want the truth. So what we looking at now, that Karmelo cannot face the death penalty. Our life without parole, he can get parole. He ain't but 17. You know he gonna still be young when his parole come up. He gonna still he ain't but 17. But parole might come up when he 20-some years old, 30-some years old, 40-some. He's still young. He gonna get out and enjoy life, but that lady son ain't gonna be able to come back. So making a decision, right decision, is very important. So he cannot face the death penalty in our life without parole. Now, also, the prosecutor cannot seek the death penalty. He can't do neither one of them because of the ruling in a case called Roper Simmons from 2005 that it excludes the juveniles from those punishment. Now, the Superior Court has said not only can you not seek the death penalty, I'm just talking about the law. Why y'all mad at each other? The Superior Court in Texas has said not only can you not seek the death penalty against someone who committed a crime when they're 17, you can't even get them life without parole, he said. That would not be something we could do even if we wanted to. So all of y'all people from Texas, the ones saying, y'all people, y'all taking up for the boy who got stay. I'm taking up for both of the boys because the authority wasn't in place when this went down on these two little boys. And these two boys, I mean, I got two sons. I remember they were 17. I ain't got to go through this. But what I'm saying is this still all children supposed to be our kids, but I know y'all say they ain't. Okay, anyway. But anyway, y'all. 17 years old. So that's what Texas Superior Court is saying. That he can't seek the death penalty. I know y'all want him to get the death penalty bad. I know y'all do. He gonna get punished, y'all. Trust me. The boy getting punished. He getting punished mentally. Golly. I hate that this happened. Coaches, security, authority, assistant coach, parents. It's so much wrong. It's so much wrong in this. It's so much. And the law. Fail y'all people. I told y'all yesterday when we had the podcast, I said, you're gonna be surprised what's gonna happen in this case. I told y'all that because I read up stuff, y'all. I read. I don't know everything. I research. I read. We don't read no more. We don't want to somebody tell us something. We don't like to read. Y'all better start reading the laws. If you don't know how to read, you better get your grandchild or your nephew or your cousin to read for you because the law is serious. This boy right here thought he knew the law. So this is what the Superior Court saying, y'all, in Texas. This is what they are saying. He can't seek the death penalty. He cannot seek the death penalty against someone who committed a crime when they 17. When they're 17, they 17. Both of them were 17. You can't even get them life without parole, he said. That would not be something that they could do, even if they wanted to. He didn't win nothing, y'all. He didn't win. Karmelo didn't win. His Karmelo, I don't think Karmelo job was intentionally to come now and kill somebody. I don't think that's where his mind was. But we don't know where his mind was. We don't know where Austin's mind was to make him react that way when he came back from wherever he came from. Because little old Karmelo thought he was sitting under the right tent. So you dealing with two mental situations that was unhealthy at this time. Now, it was asked whether a trial would be moved outside of Collins County. I think they should. Willie said that's up to the judge. Judge, I hope you move it so that boy can have a fair trial. Now, hate that woman lost her son. But y'all, the decision that our kids make reflects on us. Ultimately, that'll be a judge's decision to make at the time of the trial. But yes, this happened in Collins County. I want Collins County citizens to be able to decide this. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What? Come on, Judge. Come on, Judge. Come on, Judge. Now you're gonna have some issues. The judge said ultimately that'll be a judge's decision to make at a time of the trial. But yes, this happened in Collins County. I want Collins County citizens to be able to decide this, he said. But I'm gonna tell you something. If you waiting on Collins County citizen to make this decision, Karmelo gonna win. Karmelo gonna win. Y'all already know what the law said. He's about the death penalty and the parole because of his age as a juvenile. And then you got to remember what the witness said. The witness, what you don't forgot what the witness said, that this young man's decision, he still shouldn't have died. But we know that we know he shouldn't have got killed. Y'all don't fist fight no more. Y'all pull out a weapon on grown folks, on old folks. Y'all stay up and beat up. Y'all beat up an old person with your fist, but you'll pull a knife out and a gun out on some people. And some people y'all won't even. I don't understand it. Now, Fox News has confirmed that Anthony Bond's hearing, where his new attorney planned to argue against. Oh, he got a new attorney. His current $1 million bail. Okay, it's scheduled for Monday, y'all, at 10 a.m. And y'all know Monday, since I don't retire, I can sit up and I can find out some information for y'all. But I want y'all to remember now the reasonable approach. This is what this law carry, but still it's a reasonable, a knife and a gun when it is appropriate and reasonable. So we'll be looking out on Monday morning at 10 a.m. And I might want to get my condolences to this young man. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't. I hate you guys. Damn, man. This spring, I'm really hurt. This is really, oh my God, at a trap meet, I never seen this out of my 16 years. And I didn't add the year when I ran track. We were so into running. Okay. While the hearing will be open to the public, cameras will not be allowed inside the courtroom, and there will be no live stream of the proceeding because they are juvenile people. That's why, okay? So those who don't like to read and don't know the law, you got to read, people. We don't even read what the sign said, restroom, male and female. We don't even read stuff. We want people to give us the answers. So in that hearing, this is a juvenile. There will be no live stream in there. There will be no cameras allowed. Now, An online fundraising campaign for Anthony has claimed steadily all week and has now surpassed 300,000. Y'all, what y'all think he about to do with that money? He got to pay that lawyer. He got to pay his lawyer fees. Y'all don't know his mom and dad's situation. He got to pay that lawyer. Shoot, that ain't enough money. That ain't enough money. 300,000. That ain't enough money. Got to pay that damn lawyer. That's why the first lawyer left, because he know he ain't have no money. That's why the first lawyer left, y'all. He ain't got enough money for me to help him about this stuff. But I'm gonna introduce you to Michael. I'm gonna introduce you to Mr. Rye Hood. Because he can take that money, but now I'm gonna need more money for. But if he really want to help that little boy, he can help that family. But now that ain't enough money. Meanwhile, Dallas activists and head of an organization called Next Generation. I like Next Generation. I really do like Next Generation. Cause I mean they ain't on nobody. I like how he speak. I like how he spoke the other day. But I want him to be fair though. That's all. That's the only thing I want him to be fair. I want everybody to be fair in this situation. Cause these chillings, these young men. Now, while the hearing will be open to the public, like they said, we already said all that the camera's not allowed inside the courtroom, and there will be no live streaming. Okay, and we talk about the campaign. Meanwhile, the Dallas activists head an organization called Next Generation Action Network, Dominique Alexander, he met with the Frisco police today behind closed doors. Okay. The police refused to comment after the meeting, but Alexander held a press conference. And I showed y'all that press conference. If you missed it, go on my channel and you would see on our channel, not on my channel, our channel. If it weren't for y'all, there wouldn't be a channel without YouTube. Now, but Alexander held a press conference and told reporters he asked police for increased protection of the Anthony home, claiming that their address had been initially shared online. I haven't seen their address yet. They don't show the folk address. Lord, have mercy, jeez. How in the world they show the people address? Y'all doing too much. It's amazing. Then we got two boys on top of Bell Mountain in North Carolina. Ain't nobody helping trying to find out what happened to them. But they showing up, putting a lot of time in this right here. Now we have saw so many different hateful images, just hateful things. And the Next Generation Action Network wants to retaliate Karmelo against Karmelo Anthony as a right to a fair trial, unbiased, and remove a racial hate bigotry, said Alexander. Alexander has now critical police and the justice system in the past. You know what? It's amazing how Austin and Karmelo was set up. The reason why I said it was set up, God work in a mysterious way, y'all. I don't want to get into that. But this young man opened eyes. Austin opened the eyes and Karmelo opened eyes what the law is made of, what your mama been saying along, and your granddad been telling y'all the whole time about the law, and to get y'all to listen to your parents and stop disrespecting your parent and listen. Listen, this is real out here. The world is real. Y'all doing it different. But what goes around comes around. These young men really don't even believe it or not. It's an eye opening for Texas law. The law in your state. This is an eye opening for y'all. This shouldn't have happened. This shouldn't have never seen this, y'all. I never seen this. I never seen this. Now, the Next Generation Action Network held a George Floyd week in 2021 to commemorate Floyd death. And his daddy just beat cancer, man. This is see that sacrifice, y'all. Y'all see that sacrifice? His daddy just beat cancer. Wow. God working in a mysterious way. It's weird. His daddy just beat cancer. Oh, boy, it's crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus. His daddy just beat cancer. Now his son gone. Ain't that something? I'm gonna let y'all see how that work. Now the movement for Black Lives must win. That everyone should be protected, and that the statehood of policing must change. He told the news outlet at the time. You know what? Let me tell y'all something. The people gotta change. The people gotta change. Since y'all got weapons, y'all don't even walk away. Since y'all can use weapons, the weapon laws, and all this, y'all, oh gosh. Come on now. Black lives must win. Lord have mercy, Jesus. What that got to do with going to a track? You sitting up on somebody else. I don't understand. It's just pity. It's pittiness and sensitive. Even boys and men so sensitive these days. I just don't understand. They are so sensitive. You can't say nothing to a man or boy unless they get sensitive. Not all of them, but some of them, they sensitive. We are living in a sensitive world. It ain't got nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. It just got to get your butt up and walk away. You know how many times I have to walk away from the situation? You'll think I'm deaf. Jesus Christ. Now, let me see what he said right here. Jeez. He told the news outlet at the time. Like one of the things, let me put wait, ooh, Lord have mercy, y'all ain't gonna worry me, honey. Ooh, but I'm gonna beat them for these kids, though. I'm gonna speak up for these kids. I don't care what nobody say. Let me see. Come on back. Move out the way. Okay. This is sad. Oh, Lord, this is so sad. This is so sad. He said, one of the things, I don't know why this thing won't be still every time I'm trying not to put these women in it. Like one of the things I always say is that every victim, every family doesn't get the same attention like a George Floyd or a Breonna Taylor, he said. It does not mean that their issues are not important. It just means that the oppressive system has wanted to suppress the facts about the case. He said a whole lot right then, y'all. He just said a whole lot right then. And they're not getting the same attention. I did Breonna Taylor case. Yeah. Mm, mm, mm. Y'all better open y'all eyes up. Y'all better wake up, young people. You better wake up. You better wake up. Y'all better listen. It's time for y'all to stop thinking you know everything and listen to your parent. Listen, because you don't know nothing. Just listen. When your parents talking to you, shut your mouth up and listen. I seen this boy going back and forth with his mama. My son, he never taught me like that. I wish. Now, y'all, every time I see this tent, every time I see what happened, it hurts me. But let me get out my sensitive mode right here. Now look, y'all. The arrest report from the incident paints a clear picture of what the police and witnesses claim happened during the stabbing inside Memorial High School's track team's tent. Let's see what the documents say. Let's see, do they have the documents right here, y'all? Let's be nosy. Cause we want to see some paperwork. We want to see y'all paperwork, what y'all doing to these children. It's trying to come up, y'all. It's gonna come up. Let's see what it's gonna say. Good morning, Devin. Do you think he would be found guilty of something? Uh, uh, mm-hmm. I think he okay, I'm trying to see what they're gonna hold on for a minute, baby. I'm not ignoring you. I'm coming back, okay? Let me see what I thought maybe go show y'all the documents, but it didn't. Um, um he gonna do some time, but highest change I could see is man. Now you know what, Devin? Uh, Lord, you asked me a question that I'm not gonna even sit here and pretend. Mm. I don't know. You got me thinking. And that question, what you asked me, do you think he would found guilty of something? I he is. I don't know. This is so hard for me to say because what the witnesses is saying. You know what I mean? Nowhere I'm up to date on it. But my thing is for me now. No. You asked me a question. Wait a minute, what they said right here? I no, it's okay, baby. I'm just was in the middle of something. Let me see. It said Metcalf twin brother Hunter, who spoke on the Will Kane show Wednesday alongside his grieving mother. I remember that. Megan recalled the moment he saw his brother with a wound to his chest after the altercation with Anthony. I whip my head around and then all of a sudden I see him running down the bleachers, just grabbing his chest. Now, when he said, I showed y'all the picture. I showed y'all the picture that I couldn't understand. Where that blue cloth was covering him up, was covering a body where they was sitting at. How they get up there if he was under the tent? That's what I'm trying to get to. It's a lot of missing because right here he said he was running down the bleachers. The bleachers right there, they were sitting at the bottom. So they really sitting up under the tent. I got so many questions. I got so many questions, less answers. Now, running down the bleachers, this is going to answer your question, Devin. What do you think? Will he be found guilty of something? If he's sitting in the right place, he's guilty for. To me, the law, the way the law, Texas law is, all depends on what I'm hearing that verbal. I hear verbal and physical altercation. I hear a physical altercation and a verbal altercation, and it look like to me it's turned into a bunch of mess. Um, I put my hand on there, tried to make the bleeding stop, and I grabbed his head and I looked in his eyes. I just saw his soul leave. God, to be more careful. Did you hear what that young boy said? He said, I saw his soul leave, and it took my soul too. God, to be more careful. You don't, y'all, something ain't right in here. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Well, it is something that we don't have control of in this situation. It's the Lord got control of this guy, this thing right here. He got control of this. Did you hear what that young man just said? Whoo, man, you ain't kidding. Y'all, did y'all hear what the brother said? I put my hand on there, on the wound where he got hurt, and tried to make the bleeding stop. And I grabbed his head and I looked him in his eyes. I just saw his soul leave. What teenager talk like that? I saw his soul leave, and it took my soul too. That what Hunter said. Cook God Almighty. Woo. I ain't never heard no teenager talk like that, y'all. I'm gonna tell you something. His daddy fought beat counsel. His daddy beat counsel. It's a whole lot of stuff going on in him. We don't even we don't have no answer for because it's what the Lord trying to do. Let y'all think. Y'all lost. Just y'all lost. Now, whatever the witness said, Devin, whatever the witness says, whatever the witness states, and whatever actually what the suspect stated, and was it appropriate and reasonable is going to determine what's going to happen in this case. This is Texas law. The question, do I think he will be found guilty of something? I can't answer that. I can't. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna even lie. He gonna do time for doing what he did. You know what I mean? He's gonna do time for what he did, but he ain't gonna do no hard time. He ain't gonna do no hard time like y'all think. He ain't gonna do the time that y'all think that he's gonna do. No. You know, like we said at the beginning. Now, see, y'all, look at this picture right here. And look at the blue things that I was telling y'all up here. See, this is where his teammate was sitting. I just don't see why is, and the Lord know, I don't know why he's sitting up under this tent right here. Somebody he gonna compete against. Rain or no rain. I just don't see it. Let me see what else I want to share with y'all. Touch me and see what happened. Right here is this is what disturbing me is Metcalf reportedly told Anthony that he needed to move out of the Memorial team tent. Let's look at the team tent. Let's look at it. I can't believe he's sitting up under their tent. I'm sorry. That's their designated area. Okay, y'all. Now he's sitting up under that tent right there. That's what a witness told, and said the report noted that Anthony grabbed his book bag, opened it, and reached inside of it and said, "Touch me and see what happens." That ain't nothing but the devil. That ain't nothing but the devil. He is the first time offensive and good, smart kid. Most likely he will get it. Guess what? You right. Both of them smart. Never been in trouble. Never get in trouble. But I can't answer those kind of questions because the way the law is in Texas, and then the things that we went over at the beginning of the segment is telling a whole lot. So I'm not gonna. The report noticed that Anthony grabbed his bag, opened it, and reached inside and said, "Touch me and see what happened." And that's when Austin then pushed Anthony out of the tent, according to the witnesses. I don't understand how they gonna make him. I don't understand how it's gonna make it right. But something would have told me something wrong with this boy. I don't know what he got in that book bag. Now, in the next moment, the witness told police that Anthony reached into his bag and the male took a knife out of the bag and stabbed him. Y'all don't know how the devil works. Devil is in disguise. Y'all don't know what was going on. Y'all don't know these young folk be on this stuff. There's so much so much happening, so much on their mind. And y'all don't know what state of being they are in at that time. Neither one of them. We don't know all of this. We don't know. Something ain't right. Something missing out this case. Now, a school research officer was the first to respond to the scene. Really? And handcuff Anthony? Know that there was blood on the suspect's left finger, middle finger? Why the school resource officer on the outside of the state? And don't forget, when Karmelo stabbed the young man, he ran. He ran to the police. He went to the police. Something wrong with that boy. Something on that little boy mind, and ain't nobody gonna tell me that someone on Karmelo mind when he came to that track meet. Oh no. I right now, I changed. Let me see. Attempt murder, 6th grade. Wow. Well, you said, let me see what you said. Personal, I was a troubled youth. I was charged with attempt murder in the 6th grade. Wow, I hate that happened to you. But this is a story that I hope that you got some people that'll listen to you. I really wish they would listen to y'all's story and stop thinking that because somebody older, their story old. No, what comes around goes around, comes around. They just come back in a different way. Now, this young man right here, some ain't right. These are both of them are 2 excellent students. Something was on Karmelo mind. Something was on Austin mind. Nobody never know what mentally. That only thing Anthony's excuse was that day was I was protecting myself. He put his hand on me. So why you ain't putting them hand back on him? You put your hand, I'm gonna put my hand back on you. You pull out a weapon, I'm gonna pull out a weapon. But I know 2 wrongs don't make no right. But they don't do like we do. They don't do like we do. So we got to look at it different. That been my brother at a track meet. You put your hand on him, he gonna put the hand back on. He gonna pull out no knife and no gun and shoot. That's y'all law. That's y'all law in Texas. So he is so. I noticed something about. Let me move this out that way. I noticed something about his name. Wait, y'all. Let me move this out y'all way. I noticed something about Karmelo. He was so concerned about the law that day. He was so concerned about the law. He was so concerned about that law, y'all. Karmelo 160 pounds. Austin is 225 pounds. That's a tough fight. But you know what, Devin? I wonder what was the problem in getting off of under their tent. Why was it so hard for him to get off of under their tent? I ain't caring about if he hadn't did it. That's not even his team. Where is his team? Where is Karmelo's team? Somebody gonna come out and tell us something. Somebody gonna tell us something. Ego. There you go. And that's what we dealing with these young guys and these girls too, the egos. I was protecting myself. Why you ain't just leave? Like you said, ego. Ego on both sides, tripping. And one officer at the scene referred to Anthony as the, oh, we already said it. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me see. I ain't leaving out nothing else. Okay, that's it with that right there. We through with that. And then we're going to go back to this is my last little thing. And then I drop links so y'all want to express yourself. You can. Now, what witness told police about Austin, Metcalf, and Karmelo Anthony? So many witnesses saying the same thing. And I go back to what you said, Devin, ego. Metcalf and Anthony didn't know each other. Okay, that's one thing we want to put out there, y'all. They don't know each other. One witness said they were with Metcalf under their school tent during the track meet when someone they didn't know identify as Anthony came over to them. They don't sound right. Now look at this witness, y'all. Now they don't start getting the kids alive. Now look. According to witnesses, Metcalf and Anthony didn't know each other. One witness said they were with Austin under their school's tent during a track meet when someone they didn't know, identified as Anthony, came over to them. No, that ain't what happened. Y'all said y'all came to him up under y'all tent. Then the witness said Austin told Anthony to leave. And Anthony allegedly grabbed his bag and opened it, reached inside and said, touch me and see what happened. The witness said Austin touched Anthony, and another witness said Austin grabbed Anthony. And somebody down here in the comments said, if Anthony started the fight, self-defense isn't a shield. It's a smoke screen, looking like justice is catching up to rage. Now, somebody else in the comments said, Metcalf grabbing Anthony. What is the legal definition of an assault? In the terminology of law, an assault is the act of causing physical harm or unwanted physical contact to another person, or in some legal definition, the threat or attempt to do so. If it is both a crime and a tort, and therefore may result in criminal prosecution, civil liability, or both. He is going to get off for murder. That's what I was saying. That's why I couldn't answer your question, Devin. That's why I couldn't answer your question. Do you think he will be found guilty of something? But I know his charges not going to be like everybody think the charge is going to be. I agree with this urban man, right? He said he is going to get off for that murder. There will be no riots, nor protests, nothing. It will just go away. And that's how people do. They're going to stop talking about it. Now, let me see what you said. Texas standards your ground law. He messes up in two ways. Touch me and see what would happen. Now, I ain't never heard nobody that like to me. He sound like he knows something about the law. Like he was there to kill. No, let me stop. Can't see as a threat. Now, if it was a threat, Devin, he wouldn't. If it was a threat to Austin, then Austin wouldn't have touched him. So it wasn't a threat toward Austin. Okay, can seen as a threat, and the force used with the knife may be seen as not proportional to the threats. Now, I don't agree with none of the law, the Texas law. That one, I don't mean, it upsets me. Karmelo Anthony just need one black activist on the jury. Default is crazy. It's amazing. It's amazed me how this turned into, let me get back over here. This amazed me how it turned into a prejudice thing. Why? And not the law. It made us turn. Don't look at the law. Don't look at the circumstances. What happened to these babies? Everybody, it always takes something to happen, and for something to be understood. Now, what I mean by that, and I said, and I'm gonna say it from the get, like I said from the beginning. Where were the coaches in this case? Where were the staff? Why wasn't these boys protected? Why did it happen? Why? It ain't neither one of these boys' fault. What happened? Let me put that picture up there, y'all. Ain't neither one of these boys' fault. Hold on, y'all. What I'm gonna do is drop my link in case y'all men want to, women want to get up here and speak your mind on this case, because these kids didn't deserve this. These babies didn't deserve this, man. I feel for both parents. I ain't on nobody's side. I'm on these kids' side. They weren't protected. They were treated like adults. Can Sean as a threat? I'm gonna put my link right here. I got the respect, y'all, and I'm gonna read some of the comments. And I do want to say, people, speak your mind. This these people off. I ain't used to going nowhere. That's why I can't leave Atlanta. I don't stay gone for a year, but I'm on the law. I'm used to the Atlanta law. The laws in Atlanta. That's the only law. If I go somewhere else, I'm scared because I don't know what the law is. Now, by Texas standards, let me put what you said right now. Now, could you make it smart? By Texas standards, your grown law, he messed up in 2 ways. Touch me and see what happened. I don't know. That's verbal. It's a physical. It's a verbal threat, but it couldn't have been no threat because it wasn't a threat to Austin. Because that's when Austin touched him. Now, let me see what else you got right here, Debbie. Can seen as a threat, and the force used with the knife may be seen as not proportional to the it ain't what they talking about, honey. In Texas, allowed to carry a knife and a gun when it's appropriate for a self-defense. It's a lot of things on what is the perpetrator thinking about, y'all. It's a whole lot that we went over today with explaining to you what's going on. The reasonable in Texas, self-defense has to be reasonable and appropriate. We got to think about what the witnesses said, and we got to also think about what Karmelo said. I appreciate it's time for y'all to start listening, reading, read people, read the law. Read the law. When you vote for it, read it. It's for real. All this threat I don't heard on YouTube. I ain't never heard so much threat until it don't even make no sense. Not to me, but to them. And like I said, y'all gonna be surprised of what the turnout gonna be in this case. Y'all gonna be surprised. You're gonna be surprised. If y'all use Collins' community, he's gonna win. He's gonna win. Karmelo is gonna win. But like the murder thing, they not gonna call it murder. They're not gonna do what y'all think they're gonna do in this case. Y'all people better wake up. Y'all better wake up. Y'all got to wake up. And know your strength. But that Hunter don't said something, boy, freaked me out. Hunter said something I never heard a young person says. Something about his soul. That boy's so religious. I mean, some ain't broke, some good. Wow. For him to say something about his soul, and he saw his soul leaving his body with his soul. Y'all heard what that boy said? Listen to how he talking. That devil busy, boy. Woo-wee! Y'all young people, woo-wee. All I gotta say, I don't hear no. The boys told the truth. The boys told what happened. Now, law, y'all put this law in place, but they juvenile, so his case, he's not gonna have a harsh. It's not gonna be harsh on him at all. Not because he don't want it to be harsh, y'all. It's not. It's not. If I'm going by Texas law. Whew. They didn't know each other. But it's a strange thing how they don't know each other, but everybody's saying that he was a superstar. Everybody's saying he was a superstar. But they in the same district. Don't they know each other? And haven't they heard of each other? And I'm gonna let y'all go after I share this last little bit. I'm gonna share this last little bit with y'all. I like to educate. I like to be on the educating side of stuff because the law is so, like you said, the law different in every state. And when you don't know stuff, you have to research. And I do a lot of researching on him. I do a lot of researching, and a lot of people don't want to hear a lot of educational situations, but this is where we need to be at in times that we're living in now. You have to know the law. The law about to change up on y'all. The law changing. The law changing. Okay, so the law gonna be difficult for you, and y'all need to listen to these young men and young fathers and brothers and cousins who don't been down the road. Okay, I know y'all saying, okay, don't look at back in the days, but what goes around coming around is what you did then. That's looking brighter now, but it's the same thing. It's just what goes around coming around. Whatever my mom and them did like that, it's gonna come around some kind of way. Now, in Texas juvenile law addresses the legal framework for handling individuals under 17 who are accused of crimes with a focus on rehabilitation and the child's best interest rather than adults' criminal punishment. Juvenile defined as those between 10 and 17 are typically handled through the juvenile justice system, which differs from the adult criminal justice system. And so what they're doing is they're treating, it's a certain law that's treat the 17-year-old young man in this situation with the justice system. Whether y'all don't want to do nothing about it or not, y'all can't do nothing about that. And the key aspects the juvenile law in Texas. I got to keep saying the law in Texas. Texas, because this is y'all law. Texas law define a juvenile as a person at least 10 years old, but under 17 at the time of committing a delinquent conduct. That's this situation. When juveniles can be charged with the same crimes as adults, the process differs. For example, they are not present before a grand jury for indictment, and a petition must be filed with the court within specific deadlines. Right? So juvenile adults, including the right to legal representation, due process, and to remain silent. Nobody told that boy, you should remain silent. When he ran up to them, telling when Karmelo ran up to the police and telling them stuff, they should have said right then, you need to remain silent. Anything you say will be held against you to the state, blah, 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 blah. Now, juvenile court proceedings are generally closed to the public, and juvenile records are often sealed. That's why y'all don't y'all notice something that I didn't show y'all no document of these two individuals. What I did was read the information. They juvenile. He's a juvenile. Now, all I got to say, I'm gonna pray for both families. I'm gonna pray for both families. I am. He in county jail with the adults. Unfortunately, yes. But his law, he in the jail. You're right. He in the jail with the adults. But guess what? He's not gonna be treated like one. They already put it out there, David. He's not gonna be treated like one. See, that's why I don't agree with certain laws, because they want these kids to be grown so fast. It's 17. The decision that they made, they're not grown. They just teenagers. They still teenagers. They make decisions. They may be poor decision. They may be good decision. Now, in situation, sportsmanlike conduct and sportsmanship conduct was not played here at all. You had in place security. Y'all got to stop taking law in y'all hand. But can't nobody tell you nothing. Only thing parents doing now is telling you, putting it out there for you. And then when you get in trouble, then you're going to run wolf. Then you're going to want to call mama, the one you just cussed out. Then you're going to want to call grandmama, the one you living or eating up a cereal and milk. And then you want to call your daddy. But these the people that you're not listening to. The grown people in their 40s now raise more hell than the children. It's a reason why that boy came to that track meet like that. And it's somehow, I don't know, Karmelo is just telling me he wasn't into track that day. I don't know what happened the day before the track meet, that night before track meet, and I don't know what was going on in Austin's mind. I don't understand this generation. I'm still trying to understand this generation. I don't understand them. They don't listen. They don't know the law. Devil, these grown people don't know the law because they don't read the law. They don't read. These people don't read. They wanna raise hell. They wanna raise hell and fuss. At least I was smart enough to get on it. When laws come here, like I work with the voting post. I read stuff. When I don't know something, I look it up. I ain't just tell my children nothing about the law. I read the law to them. Shoot. What crazy to me is the knife was legal to have. That's what tripped me. That what tripped me out with the knife. That's what the trap meet is a lawful area, y'all. It is lawful, y'all. And then you can hear some lawyer, they playing with this situation. That really ticks me off. How you can have a weapon to take to school and you got other kids? Well, they'll get weapons in school. I don't sit there and look at a boy had a weapon or gun up under his desk, and they had to come in. It's just in the 7th grade. He was bringing the gun back to school from another boy that he borrowed from. His dad don't even know that he borrowed his gun to bring to the school to give it to his friends. So he had the gun up under his desk. I mean, it's so much I don't see. And I had to play a role as a mom to a lot of these boys and a grandma. But I can talk to them. I didn't talk to them like this. I talked to them like a talk. I mean, They wasn't just no collard green and cornbread talk. It was that mashed potato. The law is in it, not just being said. The law is there for something to take place like this, y'all. Don't y'all know these young folks, these young people, they reading up on this law. That Karmelo already read up on the law. Karmelo, I already know what the law says. There's something else behind this case. There is something else behind this case, y'all. Something ain't right about this. Something ain't right about this. But both of them was in the right stadium. Both of them had the track meet to do. Both of them supposed to be running that day. Both of these are on the road students. You know, I always say, that I don't care how educated you are. And y'all, I had to come from being a bookworm and try to make sure I had street knowledge. I like to have been a bookworm, but I had to come out of that, shake myself out of that. Because I got to know the streets. This is where I got to be at. This is where I got to walk. When you walk in a track meet like that because you got security, they could have missed my knife. They could have missed my pistol. There's so much wrong in this thing right here. And I don't blame neither one of these boys. Now, I can understand that both parents is upset. I ain't worried about the family. I know they grieving hard. They are grieving hard. It's the law, y'all. It's the law. And y'all falling right in that trap. They don't miss Austin Lightfoot. and Karmelo life up. Karmelo, I don't care what y'all say. Even though he gonna be up for parole when he older, he gonna be a lost soul when he hit that street. Because guess what? The law gonna change. The law gonna change. The law gonna change unless they educating them in there. I feel sorry for both of these families, and I feel sorry for the situation, uncontrollable, a controlled situation that turned uncontrollable. Having two honor roll students about to get scholarship. I ain't prejudiced as all, but prejudice does exist among each other. We are prejudiced among each other. It's not even a black and white thing no more. We're prejudiced among each other. We're so jealous of each other. This ain't even got to be no black and white thing. That's what it happened to end up being. But to me, I didn't see them as a black and white thing. I saw it as a law. And where was the authority? The authority wasn't in place for these two young men. These kids get up in the morning with stuff on their mind. They come to school in the summertime with something. They're going to leave the summer with things on their mind. They're going to graduate. And remember what you did before you graduated. These kids don't forget. They come to school fighting early in the morning. Let me get attention. Social media, I can get on social media now. I'm getting all the attention in the world. I don't kill somebody. Golly. I don't took somebody's life, man. How did that happen? How did that situation happen? You see somebody going in their book bag, you would have whooped their butt trying to get that knife out of their hand. How in the world he gets stabbed in the heart? Where's the prevention? Where is everybody at? What's going on here? This picture ain't right, y'all. This picture not right. This picture's not right. It's not right. It's not right. What was on their mind? What they have can you check that? Did anybody have any drugs in their system, or what made them react the way they reacted? Why? Something ain't mentally right here. Was he really under the tent? Or was he above the tent? In that area? You can sit above, long as I ain't under your tent. Long as I'm not sitting your tent. All I keep hearing saying that he was under their tent. Mentally, was he in his right mind? Y'all ego, just like young man said, your ego. Egos. Right. If the knife were legal on the school campus, then why do you have extra security? That's why security wasn't in place. Because y'all could do what you want to do. When you go to a football game, what you think the purpose? Are you supposed to sit on your team side? But you got crossed up on the wrong side. That's the purpose of the tent. This is my team tent. Move your ass out the way. Get off from under my tent. Better be glad it wasn't me here in Atlanta. My boys. When I said my boy to my track team, you won't be sitting up on them. They'll do something. That's something they'll do. Why I say, hey, you know we don't work like that, young man. Can you please move and go up under your tent, sweet baby? Can you move, darling? Cause we trying to win a championship. we trying to win a championship. Can you go on over there where your team at, baby? Can you go on over there? Go on over there. Go over there. Go over there. Go over there. We're not your friends right now. See, track is more like a competitive sport. We laugh and we have a good time out there. You're looking at a performance. Your mind's supposed to be on jogging, and it ain't no me. Don't be running that game to me about no rain. We run in the rain. We practice in the rain. Cause we sweats in the rain. That's what we do. We run in the rain, but we don't run when it's thunder and lightning. Football player practice in the rain. Man, what y'all talking about? Rain ain't nothing. It ain't that. So don't be trying to say he was trying to stand up under that tent to keep from getting wet. Pump back, go over to where your teammate. Cause we trying to beat you today. Get out of him. I'm just saying, y'all. That's the mentality of track and field. Yeah, you even have at the district meet the United Track and Field umpires official. Cause I was one. The only reason why I stopped doing it because that's a job. In the sun, track meets, heats after heat. Got heat, 22 heats. That's a job. I can't keep on doing it. I hate that. Really hate this. I'm gonna pray for both families. Because I like both families. I don't care. And they supposed to feel they son gone. They supposed to be mad. But Hunter told y'all what happened. He didn't lie. Karmelo told y'all what happened. He didn't lie. And the witnesses told y'all what happened. They saw what they saw. Your career over. Your career is over, Karmelo. You messed up. And what was ever on your mind, when something is on your, let me tell y'all something. When something is on your mind, don't nobody know what's on your mind but you. Don't nobody know what you did last night but what you. The decision you made is whose problem? Yours. What Karmelo didn't do, he was familiar with the law, but he made poor decisions. He should have thought about his responsibility and his decision, consequences, everything that's gonna come with his action. Parents, I'm gonna be honest with you, parents do talk to their kids. They can only talk to y'all, and tell y'all, but some parents don't know those law themselves. They don't know. They can't read. They don't understand. I ain't no law. I'm not a law person, but I know how to read and make myself understand. But I know a lot of people. My auntie was a lawyer. And I know some folks who lawyers. And anything I don't understand, I look it up and I ask them. Mm, 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 mm. I don't know if he's gonna be found guilty or what. I'm still thinking about that question that was asked to me. He got to be punished. They got that thing is about their with it's his punishment. It's the punishment. And y'all see how quick stuff can happen. Parents, please go to y'all kids' track meet. Please go watch y'all kid and support y'all kids at these track meet. I know they don't run till about 2 o'clock, but still support them. Y'all, I don't sit at the track meet and went to sleep. I don't. I took me a nice nap just sitting up at the track meet. Ooh, Lord, that was a nice. That was so nice, y'all, because I got up there early. So far, Carmelo Anthony family has received $245,000. What y'all got? That's the donate. Y'all got to remember that money ain't about to go to that family. That money about to go to that lawyer. That ain't even enough money, like I said. And I continue to say that still ain't enough money. I wonder why Carmelo, if he got pushed the first time, why he ain't just get up and leave? I wonder why he ain't just get up and leave. I wonder why. I wonder why he didn't leave. I just don't know. That devil know he busy. That devil busy, ain't it, y'all? Ooh wee. But guess what? I don't want to see it. Mm. God, that boy said something about his soul. Uh-huh. Yeah, Devin. I dropped the link. I've been waiting on you. I've been waiting on you. I dropped the link. I'm gonna drop there go the link right there, Devin. That's the link right there, baby. I would like for a young man to speak. I'd like for a young man to speak to other young men. There go the link right there, baby. There go the link right there. It's right here in the chat. The link right there in the chat. Let me put it back down there again. Anybody can jump on here and talk about this case. Y'all can say what I want to say about the case. That's one thing about me. I'm gonna listen. I ain't gonna argue. I'm gonna listen. I ain't no argumental person. I just listen. Okay, here go the stream. Here go the stream. Dog, that's a refer. Okay, yeah. There go the link, y'all. I guess that's the link. Oh, here you go. There you go. Hey, Devin.
Hey, how you doing?
All right. Let me see. Can I put you on the up here right here with our boys up here? Let me see. Okay, let me move this. Hold on for 1 second. Let me see. Move that. How about? Okay, I'm gonna move that, and I'm gonna see. Can I add their face? Hit that. Okay, Devin. Welcome, baby.
How you doing today?
You want to add something,
Can you hear me?
Devin?
Hello?
Okay,
Can you,
Devin.
can you hear me?
Let's see. Hold on for a second. Okay, Devin, you can go ahead.
You can hear me now?
Now I can.
Okay. I'm
Uh-huh.
doing well. I've seen a lot of people talk about this, and a lot of people disappointed me in how they feel the young man should have reacted.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen so many people that's like, if somebody put a hand. I was taught, I was raised. If somebody put a hand on you, you pick up a stick, a bat, or this, or that. And I'm like, yeah, and that's a bad teaching.
Yeah.
How many unalivements could have been prevented, or just anything could have been just walk away. And and a lot of people, when I say that, they like, oh, so you just want somebody just to push you and this,
I
that.
can't hardly hear you a little bit, Devin.
Uh,
Can Can you get a little louder so I can hear you a little bit? Because I want to hear what you got to say.
Let me see. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, I can hear you like you. Yeah, a little bit better.
Okay. How about now?
Devin, let me ask you something. How old are you?
I'm 31.
Oh, you're the same age. Okay, same age my son. Okay. Are you
Yes,
an
ma'am.
athlete?
Used to be. My kid,
What you
my
used to
kid,
play?
my kids are. I played football, ran track, soccer, baseball.
Well, let me ask you something, Devin. At a track meet, we're not used to this, are we?
No,
No.
you
We
heard me?
we're not used to this. We don't. This is not how we program.
Yeah,
But you say you have kids that run.
I have kids that do different sports.
Okay. Can you tell me a little about? Are you from Texas?
I'm not from Texas, but I stay in the same county that it happened in.
You did. Well, let me ask you something. Did you know the law?
The stand your ground law.
The law in Texas. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't think they had a stand the ground law, but yeah.
But people don't understand it. They think it means, ooh, if you touch me, I can do anything. And I
Right.
see people bring it up and like, oh, he was in his legal right. I'm like, no, you have to read the entire law. You have to be proportional to the threat. If somebody touch you, you just can't just stab them.
Right.
Now, if somebody's on top of you beating you up, yeah, you can stab them and get away.
Yeah. That's true. What do you think about that situation with no supervision? Okay, I don't know why you.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Now, yeah, because you was muted at first. What do you
Oh,
think?
yeah, I was walking out.
What do you think about, Devin, that the
Uh,
supervision, there was none?
Even when you run a track, a lot of people are doing a lot of things. Coaches may be on the field with different events. Coaches may be helping other athletes. So since you're not used to it, you know, that's usually what most likely happened. The coaches probably was somewhere else dealing with a different event. Sometimes you have to check kids in for an event. You have to get equipment, go to the bus, and this situation could happen in a matter of like 30 seconds,
It
if
did.
that.
But you know
So
what, Devin, I'm gonna tell you, it's a difference between having a track team and running a program.
mhm.
Okay, I had my parents in place. I had the parents in the stand, the 5 parents that's supposed to be there at a certain time in the stand. Cause I know stuff like this can happen after coaching 16 years. I know things can happen because I know my discipline on my with the boys on my team. They don't play, but they good boys. But still, all the people I'm blaming is authority and the coaches and the parents. I'm doing. I'm taking. I ain't blaming none of these little boys because they boys. I know how these boys gonna be boys, and like you said, ego. They gonna do it, and
And people tell, and I tell
like you
people,
go back to say the law in Texas.
when people hear me say, "John, they should just walked away," they always assume I'm talking about the little black boy. Oh, well, he didn't have the right to defend himself. I'm like, no, I'm talking about Austin too, because
Right.
like I said in the comments, when I was in sixth grade, I was charged with attempted murder.
Wow.
Um,
In the what grade?
in the sixth grade,
Fourth.
in the sixth grade,
I can't hardly hear you, Devin.
in the sixth grade, sixth.
It seems like you in a what are you doing?
I'm in a bad area.
Okay, sound like you muddling. Now you said what in the fifth grade?
I said I was in the sixth grade.
Okay, middle school. Okay,
Yeah, I was
trying
in
to
the middle
find
school.
yourself. What do you?
Yeah.
Oh, if you want to share, what mistake? Which mistake did you do? What you do?
So I pretty much choked the boy almost to death.
Okay.
So, and the reason why when I tell people just walk away and they're like, oh, you think that the little black boy didn't have the right to defend himself? I'm like, no, you don't know what somebody is going through, and it may be a small argument to you, and they may just be a bad day for them,
That's
and
what I said.
and you just get the unlucky stick, and you don't like. For me, I had a lot going on at home, and it was so petty because it was over him stealing my bike.
See.
As I'm older now, but back then, what I was going through, my mom was working 2 or 3 jobs, and she bought me that bike. So in my mind, especially growing up in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, I'm not gonna let you punch me or anything or play with me. For me, it's like I don't care if you mess with me, don't mess with my family. So in
Mhm.
my mind at the time, like you stealing from my mom, so I'm gonna make sure you don't ever play with me again.
That's right. And that's one thing I said, Devin. You don't know what state of being somebody is in.
Hmm.
But these are teenagers. I'm not looking at them. They don't have no business telling each other what to do up under no tent. Or what. And then I'm trying to see, was he really up on the tent or above the tent? They keep
Yeah,
bringing up he was sitting up under the tent.
it's
But
God damn it. Can you still hear me?
uh-huh.
It's a lot of nuance to it. Like, there's a way to deal with that without being. Because this is how I am. I interact with so many people that I don't take things personal. Some people are very polite. Some people are, hey, can you please move? And some people are like, hey, you need to move. And they don't mean anything by it. That's just how they speak. So I don't really take anything to heart. But
Yeah,
people also got to understand, when you're underneath a tent and we don't know you, that's human nature to be wary of, well, why are you here? And if you simply
right.
say, hey, I'm trying to get from under the rain, oh, okay, that's fine. Or they say, no, we still not okay with that. At that, and I'm like, well, I don't want to leave. At that point, go get an adult, go get a teacher.
Right. Go get
Because
security.
I would understand if I was Anthony. I would understand. Okay, I understand why you don't want me here. I wouldn't want no stranger buy my stuff either.
But you know what? The sad part about this, I told people that they're gonna be surprised the outcome of this situation due to the law of the juvenile. That he's gonna do time, but he's not gonna get a harsh time like the people want him to get. But my thing is, I see. I like to get in children's mind. That's how come I can understand children. It's a lot of stuff like classes and stuff like that. But the thing is, somebody went in their right state of mind. Somebody won. Why are you? I know people saying different things like they can sit anywhere they want to sit, but now if this is my designated area, why I ask you? Then it's not what you say; it's how you say it.
Yes.
Hey man, yeah, get off Monday 10th, and I would look for my boys that say, "Hey man, you don't have to move out Monday 10th," and then you could walk away. Now, I don't think it was like, "Hey man, move out from under 10th," and then you come back and say, "You touch me, you'll see what happened." Now, it's something happened if you touch me again. But my thing is, like you say, ego. Why? What somebody went in the right state of being, because the reason why I'm saying that about their wellness is because he didn't move. He didn't move.
There's a lot of peer pressure, especially when you're in high school. Like when I was in high school, I didn't fight. I was afraid to fight. So whenever
Yeah.
altercation would happen, I would just walk away, and they were like, "Oh, you scared? You're a punk." And I'm like, "Yeah,
Right.
I am scared. Not of you, but of if I snap, of how I can get. That's what I'm afraid of."
And
But there's a lot of peer pressure of you don't want to look like a punk, you don't want to look scared. It's like for me, it's like what's that going to do tomorrow, next week? They're gonna forget about that.
right. And I go back to say mentally, physically, and emotionally, somebody mind went right from on neither side. See, we don't know sometimes, I don't want to get into the God and all that kind of stuff like that. The Lord does things in a mysterious way to it's the law involved. It's a lot going on spiritually in this country right now. So the best thing we need to do is be parents to our kids. I know parents don't want to get up early in the morning and go to no track meet. When you run in the district meet, you don't run to 3. But still, at the time that stadium was open, I'm just surprised that Karmelo team wasn't there yet. I am so surprised. Like at a track meet. Now, I don't know, like I said, 16 years of track. And then I ran track. My children ran track. And then I was a United States track and field official. You are so excited to come down early to put your tent up. But y'all, where was Karmelo when they left the tent? They set up the tent. They did all of that. They put the book bags down and all that. Then they left. They went over to the middle school and they checked the middle school out. And then when they came now, a lot of people saw Karmelo. At the stadium, a lot of people saw, they were looking. They seen a young man sitting up on that tent by himself. If he was on the tent or either above the tent, I just want to make it a clear. That's why I want to hear from the authority. If he was really, 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 really sitting up under that tent, or was he sitting above the tent? So, but when they came, they said he was sitting up under the tent when they came back. I know everybody and their mom and grandmama sitting out there watching this. I know they saw that little boy, that young man sitting out there on that tent by himself. Okay, once he asked him, when they came up, say, "Man, you got to move." I'm just from the ATL. They gonna talk to you. They gonna say that what they got to say. and ain't gonna feel no sorry. I know my boys. Hey man, you have to move, man. That's how they go.
Yeah.
I know my boys on my track team. I know they mouth. I know how they are. That's why I discipline them. That's why I teach them. And then I have a crew. I have a men's crew to help me too, and
Hmm.
parents. But I know them. It, so I know them. But I just don't understand this generation right here. Why, like you said, ego. Why they don't just get up and move your ass out the way? 'Cause that's not your tent, no way. Move. Just go over there with your team. It don't been situated. I said, go on over there with your team, honey. Go on sit with your team. Get out. It just irritates me how disrespectful. I don't know. I'm gonna let you talk. I
I don't
just
know. There's some reports saying that he knew somebody over there on that school. That could be possible.
now see you sound like my son. My son, your age, he said, Mom, he said, you remember when we were coaching the boys and our boys will go sit up on the tent with another team? He said, well, maybe it's a situation like that. And then I said, yeah, they do that. On
Yeah.
track, they do sit with somebody they know.
Especially when you in a community like here in Texas, one one like I'm from the country in Louisiana, so we only had like really one school in the area.
Hmm.
But here, you can have three or four high schools, and these kids still may stay in the same. They may have went to the same middle school together, but different high schools. So some of them may know each other.
Right.
So he might that it could be true, it could not be true. And then a lot of people don't understand when you're looking at the things of the law, you can't go by street talk. Like we know when you're from a certain area, we know touch me, see what happened is not a threat, it's a warning. We know I bet you won't play with me is a warning. But by the law, you got to go by strictly proper English. And that could be twisted and seen as you provoking, which
And
then takes his stand
you're
his
right.
ground out.
You're right. They ain't that we're not looking at that. Right now, we're not a lot of people not looking at the law. What the law, like you said, what the law is saying. It's not, I'm not on nobody's side. I'm on the law, and I want
Same.
whatever right for these kids. What I don't think that this should have happened. And I want to see where it's a reasonable and appropriate situation happened. Then you talking about the brother did. Hunter told the truth from the beginning. Carmelo told y'all what happened. And the only thing you need to do now and put self-defense law into place. What the affidavit is talking about, the witnesses. You got to put all of that into place. You got to put it into place. Not what we think of what the kid told you what happened. Both kids told you what happened. And
They
the
got.
story don't change. Let me say the story is a light to me. My brother pushed him.
Hmm.
But like you said, go back to the law in
Yeah.
Texas. Allowed to carry a knife and a gun. And use it when it is appropriate for self-defense.
It,
Not saying, I'm gonna let you know I got something in my book bag. If you touch me, you'll see what happened.
that's why, like when the police officer has to pull his firearm at a suspect, they're trained to say, "Do not move, or I will shoot." It's basically saying if you comply with my orders, you will not be harmed. But if you say, "Come over here and I'll shoot you," it's like, "Oh, you're telling me come over there," and the law is real tricky, real strict on those things.
Real tricky.
And people seeing like there's a person that has an interview like going around online saying he was there, and people are using that like, oh, see, he was a witness, not knowing that the the court system can throw that out because
Okay.
you didn't go to the police, you went to the public, which means you're trying to persuade. So you could be truthfully there, but they won't use your what you said because you didn't go to the police station, you went to the public trying to sway public opinion.
Right.
You never do that. You go straight to the police. You don't do an online thing.
And seeing what Carmelo did, See, I'm telling me that he wasn't in his right mind. See, by him being a coach, I knew that in teach PE. So, we talk about mental health and mental illnesses and the difference and stuff. I don't feel that somebody wasn't in the right state. All I say, they wasn't in the right state of being. And I don't think that, what his name, Carmelo was in the right state of being. And then, too, I don't think that when what his name, Austin came back, Austin was in the right state of being. I just hate that the law reflected on these kids. It,
You'll
it
be
reflected, but
surprised.
it's gonna take up for them. It's gonna take up for Carmelo doing they because of their age. And like you said, he locked up with adults, but he's not gonna be charged like one. There's a lot
Yeah,
of his
I don't.
charges.
They
His
not, I don't think
charges
they're
gonna
gonna up
change.
it. They can up it to adult, but I don't think they will. I think they're gonna keep it in juvenile court.
But now it could be a situation. They didn't say they were going to be in juvenile. He said something at the beginning of my content. It was speaking of the law, what the law said, what they can charge and what he can't. He can get parole. He can get parole. But that murder charge,
That
I
that
hate to.
people are upset about that. People are like, why was he charged with murder? I'm like, that's when you have to go to law school. Understand? Because for my first year and a half of school, I was studying criminal law because I wanted to be in the Marines. I wanted to be a detective. And the reason why they always charge you with the highest possible charge because
Mhm.
it's easier to go down charges than it is to go up charges, unless it's like just obvious evidence. If the evidence is not super obvious and the prosecutor goes to the judge and says, "Hey, we want to up it to second degree murder instead of manslaughter," the judge can say, "Yeah, no, there's not enough evidence for that."
Now they did mention about the manslaughter. There's something I talked about the other day. Manslaughter and something else slaughter. God, I can't remember. It was it manslaughter? It was something where they weren't gonna charge him with manslaughter. They were gonna charge him with
It's something
something
right
else.
below that. It's something wrongful death or something
Yeah, it
accidental,
was
accidental
something.
death. That's most likely
Yeah,
he's gonna get those two. Most likely they're gonna drop it down to a plea deal. He gonna do a few, probably get about 5 years. He may do a year and then get out on probation, and then stay clean. He'll be a free citizen by the time he's in his mid 20s, no, early 20s.
that's what I said. That's what I said at the beginning. When I told people, I said, y'all gonna be surprised after I read the law, after I read up on some things,
You
and
know
I
what his bond is, huh?
oh, they gave my bond
They yeah, from what
a
I seen,
million dollars, $1 million.
yeah, a
Now,
million.
see, now I read up on a situation with that bond, and a young lady said that the $1 million bond is not uncommon.
Yeah, it's
It,
constant. Yeah,
it's appropriate.
based on the charges and based on where it happened at,
Uh-huh.
and because that area is a very rich area, and the charge of murder, it can go over a million,
That's what they said. She
but
said
they're
that
trying to get it reduced.
yeah, they trying to get it reduced. They said that $1 million bond is not uncommonly generally appropriate. That is an appropriate bond in a place because of the offense
Hmm.
murder case. Uh, he's a danger to he could be a danger to himself and others.
Yeah, a fleeing.
Uh,
The,
since he presented that knife,
people get upset about that, man. I'm like, it's the law.
it's the law.
I be trying to teach, especially my black friends and stuff. Yeah, I gotta stop thinking the street code is the law.
And it's not.
That's not how it works. You can't just
That's not
ease.
how it works. And they trying to set the bond. He's supposed to try to do a bond here
I
to
think
try to
Tuesday.
reduce this bond. And I didn't even know that today until I did uh my live today that he has a second his attorney left and he got a new one.
Yeah, it's it's yeah, that's why I teach my kids if it's not worth dying over, then it's not worth it. I don't care if it's a pencil.
That's right.
because you do not know. Oh, what's my slap you? If you can walk away, walk away, because
That's
you
what I
don't know
told you.
what this person will do.
That's right.
And people are like, oh, you just scared. Like, no, I've been. If they wouldn't resuscitate that boy, I would have been in jail for murder.
That's right.
I've been the one that didn't have the scariest person you can face is somebody that has nothing to lose.
They don't. And but like you said, it goes to the law. Go back to the law. Now the judge wants to try their case there,
Ooh, no.
but I
Ooh,
don't think that's a good idea. The
oh
reason why I
no.
said that is because Karmelo gonna win. I'm telling you right now, he's gonna walk out that door. That because it's there in their town. Y'all gotta remember that you better hope that you picking the right people because a lot
They
of
say,
people see this. A lot of people ain't prejudiced.
oh, they trying to get it moved to a different county.
I hope so.
I think if they keep it in this county, he gonna get the max amount of charge they can get.
Oh,
I think they're
you
gonna make it
think
fair.
that?
If they
Oh,
keep it,
so you saying that you think that in Collins that he's gonna to get the Mets?
yeah, I think they're gonna make it as hard as possible to get a lower sentence. I think if he goes to Dallas County where they want it, he may get the least amount. Him getting murdered, it's highly unlikely. Now, if
I
they
don't know
knew
why I'm
if
seeing it different. I see that he gonna walk out of there.
in
I don't
Collins,
know why if they try him there. I don't know why I see that he's gonna win. Carmelo gonna win. I don't know why because
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 a lot
they
of people got
already
money tied up to the scheme.
what
Hmm?
the witnesses is saying. The witnesses are saying that my brother, even what's his name, Hunter even said my brother pushing him. But pushing, I just want to
Can't stab.
pushing. But you're right. What pushing got to do with?
But in order for them to get him on first degree murder, they have to prove that it was premeditated, even for a split second. But that's gonna be very hard to prove.
It
Now the
sure
people,
is.
now the people that they got some people that saying, "Oh, he was bullied and they been to each other and he just got sick of it." And I be telling people, you do not want that to be the case. If they previously knew each other, the prosecutor's gonna say, if you knew that they went to this school, why did you go underneath their tent? Were you waiting for altercation to happen
And
so
you
that you
know
could
what?
use the knife?
And what you saying, Devin, making you know what? See, Devin, this what tripping me out is they in the same district, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If they in the same district, they don't play football against each other.
Mm-hmm.
They don't shook hands. They don't walk past each other. You know how they do on the football team.
Yeah, you know people from different schools.
And they know I know you. I know Devin. I know him. All I hear is Devin this and Devin that. All I hear is Carmelo this and Carmelo that. Your name is 54, number 54, Austin Metcalf, all throughout the county. So if y'all people making a mistake by calling him the superstar or Collins in that district, because therefore I know you, but you might not know me. These people talking too much. In this situation, they're talking too much. I may know you. I might want to be around you. I don't know, but then they said don't put no information. They want to they really trying to put a statue on. They don't know each other.
Mm.
But y'all the one said he was famous in that district. Y'all say he was a famous football player in that district. Everybody knew my brother was the district fastest boy in Atlanta at Booker T. Watson High School. They knew his name. It's just like Austin. If he was a superstar, like y'all said, why you think I'm not familiar with Austin's name?
See,
But still, the thing is, what the witnesses got to say, what that perpetrator, what he ran. Why they didn't say you had the right to remain silent?
Oh, you talking about the cop?
Yeah,
They
he
when
talking too much.
that's another thing. And people don't understand that. People think, oh, that because he admitted to and all the stuff he said to the cop. People like, oh, they can't use that in court. Like, no, they can use it in court because it's a voluntary statement. They can use that in court. That's why you use
That's
it.
right.
Shut up, don't say nothing.
That's
That's why
right.
in my situation when they brought me to the office and put me and I went to the police station, um, they asked me what happened, and I said I put him in a cautery chokehold,
Mhm.
and they when they because I did jiu-jitsu and stuff, and when they heard that from me, they asked me a question. They was like, "Oh, so you knew what you were doing?" I said I was. Then I had to shut the hell up. I was like, I was just angry. I just kept saying I was angry over and over again. I'm not gonna incriminate myself.
But see, you was a Marine, right?
Well, I was in sixth grade. I wanted to be. I almost. I was gonna be a Marine, but I had my child, so I decided not to. But I
So
was in
how you know
ROTC.
about the chokehold?
I did jiu-jitsu as a child. I did
Oh.
martial arts.
So how you know when to let go? When how far to go?
A person will pass out within maybe 15 seconds at
But
most if you do it
okay.
properly. Hmm.
You remember back in the days? I don't know. No, you were too young. But we I gotta think about you, my
Yeah,
son age.
I'm still young.
But yeah, you my son age. So what honey, you know what? Our brother used to put us to sleep,
Yeah,
but it wasn't a chuckle. They could put us to sleep and knock us out. We were all over trying to, I would never could learn it. But they could put you to sleep and wake you back up.
it's the arteries on the side of your neck because a lot of people do it wrong. They think if you choke them on like where your throat is at, I'm like yeah,
Uh-huh.
no, that's improper. You'll break someone's trachea and their vocal cords. It's on the side of your neck. You have two arteries there.
Yeah.
When you cut that blood flow off, about
Uh-huh.
10, 15 seconds, they're out. There's no
That's
blood going to
right.
the brain, and that's supposed to be self defense. You're supposed to do it self defense. Let them go, leave.
But we don't want to. Okay, that's good. I had to bring that up 'cause after you said something about the choco. I thought about Daniel
Yeah, yeah,
Penny.
yeah.
Daniel
That's a whole
Penny.
separate case. That was yeah. That
Yeah, yeah. But only thing about Daniel particular, he didn't know, he forgot his strength. He was trying to protect. You don't think your adrenaline is God all
yeah,
over this
but
place.
I think he should have been charged with something because he's a train. When you train like that, the threat is no longer there. The person's no longer moving. People are telling you to let him go. Like
And
that.
then them folks standing around there watching him. Why they didn't help him?
Yeah, I wouldn't
People
let that
always
slide. I
watching.
wouldn't let that happen. Like, hey man, he's done. All right, now I gotta defend this person who's
But they swear he went when the police came. He was
But at the same time, you from Atlanta,
yeah.
up there up north in New York, they are really for themselves. Like they don't like how down here in the South we say, hey, how you doing to completion? I may see you in Home Depot and you may be behind me. Hey, good morning to you, man.
Yeah.
They don't do it up north. They mean every man for themselves up there.
And then I can tell somebody when they if not from Atlanta, you couldn't be raised here. And I just say good morning. I know one morning I told a custodian at the school, I said good morning. It ain't no good morning. I said, well, I be damned.
Oh no, up they
And
don't.
then I didn't say good morning to him no more. Now you want to speak to me. No, that's not how it's gonna work. So
Down
I know how to
Southern
use them.
hospitality.
But honey, prior to that trial, the they're gonna offer him a punishment. They're gonna have to be up to that judge. They're gonna have
Mm-hmm.
to be up to that judge to make that decision now. The judge gonna have to hear. They're gonna have to hear everything. They're gonna see
They
when
doing people.
Carmelo made a mistake, like you said. They're gonna have to look at with that self defense. They're gonna have to actually to find out what did the suspect state because he weighed his statement, like you said. He volunteered information, and what the witnesses is saying. The witnesses is still saying what they saw, but I don't understand. I don't care who big, I don't care who weigh 106. My brother was skinny, but my brother was strong.
Yeah. He
But and my son was little. I thought he wasn't gonna never grow, honey, but he will jump up on. He was tiny in the middle school, and in high school he started growing, and he started growing. He got about like 5, 6, or 7 in the ninth grade, and he didn't grow no more. But from the middle school on up, them girls used to jump on him, and his sister them had to take up, but other girls took up for him because, like you go back and say, oh, you're a little sissy, you're a little this and that, because they little.
Yeah.
Little people been picked on all their life, pushed around.
Now his statements that he said to the officer could also help him. It could also show that he was remorseful because he asked, "Was the boy gonna be okay?" He was
Right.
he was honest that it was him. So that could help him. That could show that, hey,
He did a lot of
you had no ill
showed a
intent.
lot.
You had no ill intent. So that made show, hey, this was not premeditated. He showed that he
It wasn't premeditated.
Yeah.
It wasn't premeditated.
I think
They
they gonna
didn't
figure
know
that out
each
real
other,
quick.
and he was sitting there minding his business under the wrong tent. He was minding his business.
It's crazy because in Texas you don't have to know each other for it to be premeditated. Because some people think, oh, premeditated means I left my house. Nope. In Texas law, it could be a split second before.
That's right. You right. I just can't live. I mean, after being educated about what happened with the self-defense law in Texas, man, it freaked me out. I couldn't believe it. But like the lady said, like when she was speaking, she said you're not supposed to ride down the street with a gun hanging out of one and say, no, that's against the law. Like you said, you got to know the law. It's in Texas, like they said that it allowed you to carry a knife and a gun, but when is it appropriate for self-defense? And my thing, was it appropriate for that happened with the boys?
Wait, you saying was it appropriate for him to have the knife?
Was it appropriate for him to use the knife at that time?
No. Definitely not.
Okay.
Because with self-defense, you have to meet with equal force. So if he grabbed him, the only thing he could really do is shove him off of him. Like in this, like let's say, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say a scenario like this happened instead. Austin grabs him. Anthony pushes his arm off of him. Austin falls on accident, hits his head on the bleachers, and dies. That is clear-cut self-defense. You have to meet force with equal force. You can't escalate it. You can't go, oh, you grabbed me, so now I gotta stab you.
And then you won after he pushed you. You said, you touch me. That don't sound right though. If he said you touch me, you'll see what happened. Mean that he hasn't been touched yet. But if he say you touch me and see what happened, and then I push him, that's what it sounds like. If he said this statement, if you touch me, you'll see what happened. Like I say, like, hey man, you need to move. Then what you make me? And then he said, but if you touch me, you'll see what happened. So when he got pushed, that's when he went in his book bag.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it seemed like happened to me. But why he don't seem like the aggressor to me?
Who?
Karmelo doesn't seem like the aggressor to me.
Nah,
it seemed like Austin were more aggressive to Karmelo. I'm not taking side, people who is listening. I'm not taking side. I'm not blaming either one of them young men. I hate that it even happened to these young men. It shouldn't have happened to these young men in this situation. I'm just saying the law is the way the law look at it. I'm trying to look at it since I was educated by the law. But the law didn't tell me to when it was appropriate for me to go. If I was so scared of you and you way more than me, I would have got the hell on.
Yeah, I'm leaving.
You supposed to be at work? You supposed to be at work?
I'm off on weekends.
Oh.
Oh no! I was agreeing with you. Like you said, I'm leaving. if you way bigger than me and
Yeah,
everything,
you bigger
even
than me.
even if you smaller than me, I'm leaving. I don't have time for this. I got things to do in my life.
But see, what's the name? Carmelo seems like he more like a quarterback. Don't want to be hit and touch.
He was a wide
Austin seemed
receiver.
like a linebacker.
Yeah, Austin played linebacker, and Carmelo was a receiver. Carmelo, based on the county records, 5'9", 160 pounds.
Well, then he more like y'all block for me.
Yeah,
The team has to block for Carmelo not used to being touched. And the linebacker, they gonna tackle you regardless you got a knife in your hand or not. Cause I had my sons like that. I got one. What that the linebacker there on the first row?
no, that's the lineman. They when you talk about your hands in the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the lineman. That's the big
Now,
boys.
the big one, the youngest one was 2'6" something, so he big, and he was big for his age at that time, so he loved to tackle. Now the other little bit one, who the oldest your age, he was like on the end. He was on the end, catch the ball on, and he be on the end. What
Yeah,
is that end? What y'all call it? I don't know.
like catching that's how the wide receiver on the cornerback.
Yeah, he be on the end, like when they be lined up on defense, they can
Yeah,
throw the ball to him.
that's the cornerback. Yeah, that's the cornerback.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I be like, don't y'all hurt my baby out there. Shit, running up to my baby. Honey. Woo! Chad,
See,
I couldn't wait to play.
I play cornerback, and them big boys come pull and try to hit me. I'm taking your knees out.
Right.
I'm too
So
big.
that's the situation right there. I'm surprised Karmelo didn't get up and walk away. Shit, that
It's
big old boy coming up to me. But y'all boys are different.
Yep, you a boy. You get your pride, your ego. You walk
Right.
away. People gonna come back. Oh, you were scared of him. Ha 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 ha. I wasn't scared of him. Well, I'm talking for myself. I ain't scared of him. I'm scared of myself. So
Right.
keep moving, bro.
But y'all,
It's pressure.
it's a lot people got to look at in this case. It's a hard. Do you know what? It really tears my heart up to know that a child died. It ain't no white child died, no black child died. It's a child was killed in this situation,
Yeah,
and the
didn't
law
happen.
makes it so difficult for the family to grieve on both sides. And Carmelo said, "Man, did I do this? That's why I asked was." You don't know what's on people's mind. I don't even see why
It,
that law affected. It's not going to affect him from what I
it
gave, the information I gave out in the beginning. But
you
it's
never.
going to make everybody start reading the law and vote. When you
Mm.
vote, you better read. Because, see, we got another voting come up in June here.
See, that's why I be telling people your local level is your most important level. That affects you on a day-to-day basis.
That's right.
But people was the whole thing that went on the election, and I was asking people like, who's your mayor? I don't know. I was like, well, guess what? You remember that road that got fixed down the road? They had to talk about that at City Hall months ago. You
That's
should be
right.
involved in that. You should know who your mayor is, who your city council is. That affects you day to day basis. That pothole at the end of your road you want to fix. Go to the city hall. Go to a council meeting. Talk about it.
That's right. And you
But I
don't like that cause see they try to put like in our neighborhood, they trying to put like a stinking warehouse up there around our pretty beautiful homes. Is you crazy?
mm-mm.
We ain't about to smell that mess coming
Yeah,
past there.
you got stuff. You
Been
got a
over here
Walmart coming.
25 years. You're not about to come in my neighborhood and bring that. Darn right, I'm about to go to that meeting with y'all.
People see stuff like that, be like, oh, they just popped up a Walmart. I said, no, no, no. Walmart came in months ago to get an approval to come here, and you
That's
just didn't
right.
know it because you was busy on TikTok.
And that's my channel there, TikTok, baby. I be on TikTok. I went to club TikTok last night and then went to sleep. I went to club. That's my club, honey. I'm good over there, honey. When you see me over there, you gonna laugh. You gonna have a good time. But I ain't in the street. I'm right here because I used to be in the streets. I used
Mm-hmm.
to have fun, but I'm right here. But I'm keeping up with what's going on, brother.
But
I
I,
I have to because I pay taxes. I pay
yeah.
taxes.
I don't blame people for that because if you're not taught that, see, I was taught that. See, my grandmother was in the school board, not school board, the court office. So she would take me when I was in high school to city council meetings, and I couldn't stand it. I'm like, why am I here? This is so stupid. She would teach me how to balance a checkbook. But now that I'm old, I'm like, okay, now I see this is very important. Like this is what my property tax is going to. This is what's my tax money going to.
And that's true. But see, they used to have like a junior achievement.
They don't do that no
for them kids to go through
more.
like that. Behind the only days that y'all were looking at Martin Luther King, I made mine right. They said, "Mom, you remember you made us write an essay?" I sure done did. Every time they sat down, they wrote an essay. Shoot, I give you something to do.
Some people judge me because I teach. I got my oldest is 12, my youngest is 4. Some people judge me because I know I taught my 12-year-old how to shoot a gun when she was 10. And people are like, why would you do that? Why would you? I'm like, well, it's her mom by themselves. And Lord forbid something happens, she got to be able to protect herself. And not only that, it takes the curiosity out of wanting to play with a gun if you know how it works.
Right.
She's boxing, all that. It's all self-defense. Like
you trying to make her protect herself.
If you if you ain't got to use it, do not. But you got to protect yourself. You know how to. You know how to. You don't need to get in a 30-minute fight. You just need to eliminate the threat and get on out of there.
And you know what, Devin? Like you said, it'll happen quick.
Gotta know what to do. Now, there was a shooting. There was a mass shooting here 2 years ago, right? Where matter of fact, 20 minutes before it happened, it was an outlet mall over here in Allen, Texas. 20 minutes before it happened, me and my fiance were about to go there. I looked there. I said, "You want to go? You don't feel good? You want to, make her smile a little bit?" She said, "No, I don't feel good." Got home, everybody calling us, and that happened. And I was telling her, I said, that's why when we go somewhere new, I look for every exit, I look for every escape route, because you never know. Things like that can happen in a split second. You're in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Split, baby. Because I'm going to be honest with you. Like you say, even though I had my parent at the track meet to sit in the back. I have 2 sit on that side and that side. And I had 2 sit on one side and one in the middle, watch kids eat. And I be sitting right there working because the coaches have to work the meet. So I be working, but trust me, baby, I'm looking. I'm looking. They when you see me, they know I'm looking, like coach looking. Yeah. But I never will forget one of my players had to run that 400. The nut was sitting up there, even though he made me so mad that day. They made me so mad that day. No, he had to run that 400.
Nobody want to run a 4x4 or the 400.
And boy, that's the thing. You got to make my team. You got to run that 4x4. You got to run a quarter. You got to run it in a good 50 something, 51, 52. You got to run it. And I had 2 teams, but this was the open 400. Why you up there eating bread and you about to get ready to run? And man, why you not eating a orange,
banana, apple?
Apple. Why in the hell are you up there eating a damn? Then you are. They say sad and blew the gun, and then he got over there on the curb. And all the bread I could see don't hit the stomach. Almost the last one, I know he said, "Oh shit, I got to deal with coach." No, you ain't got to deal with me because this is the county. This is over. I don't did my teaching, but I sitting up there. He coming over there looking at me. Don't walk over into me. Go let you stand. Finish eating your sandwich.
Yeah.
That's all they do and laugh at me.
That's that grandma talk right there. Don't come over
here. See, look. That's why they be laughing at me. I be so serious with them boys. I say, God damn, I ain't laughing at y'all. I'm serious. Now go on up there now. You don't lost that 400. Get out of my face. You really can go home.
Yeah.
Like your mom said her there and watch you ate that sandwich. You really go home.
Yeah.
Shoot, I don't play that mess. I don't play them. I'm out there trying to damn win. And let y'all get some. It's when you come to them track meet, it's supposed to be early in the morning. Y'all, they got to understand that kids are just waking up. And that
Yeah.
probably it is a different from waking up during the school day and working up for a track meet. Because that Friday, and I always tell man, I had one had ankle brace on his ankle. See, my
At a
boys,
track meet?
yeah, he had ankle. That boy, man, that boy was an athlete, and we were trying to keep him out of trouble. Him between him and the basketball coach, him and I and the basketball coach, and the mom and the grandmama had to take care of him. So we were working within in the county. You know, the county let them run, but the thing is, we're responsible for him.
Oh, he had an ankle monitor.
Yeah, what I say?
Oh, I think I thought you were talking about like ankle braces, like to prevent like ankle injuries. Oh, he had an ankle. Okay,
Oh yeah,
I
ankle
see.
monitor.
I
So
see what you mean. I like. Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
so we
yeah. I
took
understand.
him. I didn't discriminate. I just trying to keep them kids out of trouble. So
Yeah.
I know with listening to Austin and Carmelo added to the temperamental, the little spot, I can tell that I can understand them because that's them. That's that boy thing. I know my boys. I know their attitude. I know how they. I talk. Y'all just don't know. I talk. And I had the men's on my team too, talking to them and the parent. But the thing is, I stay on top of their ass. I'm watching them. Why you standing up? Stretch. Why you sitting up under somebody's tent? Why you ain't out there in the rain? We run in the rain. We
Yeah,
practice in the rain.
somebody said that, but somebody was like, "Why is there a track meet during the rain?" I was like, "You never been to a track meet in the rain before? I done ran in the rain.
I done ran in the rain. We
It ain't,
practice in the
it,
rain
it,
at the
it ain't, it
school.
ain't, it ain't a tsunami. It ain't no thunderstorm
Thunder
like
and
that.
lightning.
Yeah, so you gonna run.
You gonna run.
You gonna run. You gonna get your happy butt back in this tent."
I don't know that part. I don't understand. So let's not go with that rain stuff.
Yeah,
Long as it wasn't
I,
thunder and lightning, he'd
I
be
used,
still.
I used to be under my little girlfriend and complaining. I don't want to go run.
Hell. I see a girl. I said, I don't allow nobody to sit around my
Yeah,
child.
that's what I'm about to say. Then the coach come by. Y'all get up off each other. Y'all know I ain't supposed to be doing that.
I like, little girl,
Get on
They are
somewhere.
my boys knew me, boy. They got done. Here she come. Here she come. Here she come. I do anything avoid my team members from fighting, getting into it with anyone. Looking at my dog, looking at the other dog, the one that allowed him crossing his one. But I hate that something like this happened between these boys. And the boy was so scared. Guess who he ran to the right place, to the police. But I wish he hadn't said nothing, and I wish Hunter wouldn't have said nothing
Yeah.
to to the interview. Hunter interview, even though he's an honest person, and Carmelo interview volunteer statement is can can and have affected this case if they
Yeah.
wanted to go this way and want to go that way. And the witnesses, they doing too much. The people doing too much before. You know what they're gonna do, Devin? Let me put it like this. What they're gonna do is change social media where we ain't gonna be able to see no court cases. We ain't gonna be finding out what's going on in no courtroom. We ain't gonna be able to get no
Mhm.
documents that belongs to what happened. We're gonna have to figure that out. Because what people doing now is taking this whole case out of proportion to a racist situation,
They
which is
twisting
not.
it, flipping it.
Flipping it.
I've seen so many people talk about the case and be applying their own laws to it. I'm like, wait a minute. It don't go by your law. It don't go by
Yeah.
your state law. It go by Texas law.
And some people out here talking, I'm like, what are you talking about?
They got some people out there. If you put your hands on me, I was taught to do this. I'm like, yeah. And how many young brothers done killed, done hurt each other over that, over that way of thinking? Instead of just talking it out or just getting boxing gloves and boxing up, shaking hands and leaving.
They don't do that. They cowards. You don't do no shaking no hand these
Yeah,
days.
I'm a fight. That's how I was raised up. You fight one
That's
time.
how we were raised
You
up.
fight me. I'm gonna fight you this one time. I'm gonna fight you again. If you beat me twice, I just can't beat you. Oh well.
Okay. Certified hands. But that affidavit from them witnesses. It's staying a whole lot of stuff. They're gonna this gonna make.
Oh,
They
yeah,
got to make sure
they
if that's where
interview
they
people.
want to have the trial at. Y'all got statements out there. Them
They inter-
folks got statements out there.
they
And
interview any student, anything they can, and people were like, why are no interviews coming out? Why are no interviews? I'm like, because you can't. If the police interview you, they tell you do not go to the public with anything,
that's right.
or your statement will be not, you can't use it.
And then a lot of people don't know that what you say on social media can have you send up in the courtroom.
Mm-hmm.
What you say, if you put out misinformation, it'll have you in the courtroom. Anything, you better be careful what you're saying. And that's why I try to show y'all where I get my information from, educate my people, and let them see where I got this information from. Of course, you ain't gonna look at my channel because you don't want to be educated. You don't want to read. You don't want to learn. You just want to raise hell. Now we go in this case right here. Them boys, not neither one of them boys right there supposed to be playing football somewhere. They supposed to be coming from spring break.
Yep.
They supposed to be enjoying the rest
Getting
of their
ready to
life.
graduate.
Right, getting ready to prepare to graduate. These not these young, and I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna say it over again. Authority, you want in place. Coaches, y'all want in place. Parents, y'all want in place. Y'all want in place. This not supposed to happen. You can't leave these 17-year-old boys in charge. I had boys on my team that were captain. They was captain in the leadership just like Austin was, and they ain't no they like on the running back side. They ain't no big person like that, play no linebacker or nothing like that. But still hands, physical. And I'd be like, why you touch him? No, I wouldn't even touch the boy. I wouldn't have touched him. If he didn't move as me being a coach, as myself being a coach, if I ask him to move, and then I'm going to get the security.
Yep.
I was saying, go over there and get the security. I'm not about to play with this child. Because it don't be a time where I say, I'm not about to do this.
Yeah.
Don't do that, y'all. Don't say nothing. We're going to get security.
Let's
Don't be walking away now.
let security deal with it. Now he gonna have a long day.
That's right. No, I'm not. I got the coach. And you got to throw that shot put. And I know Austin are going to throw the shot put.
That's what they were doing. When you did that early, they already doing that. They do the throws.
So do field event first, baby.
That's why I ain't show up till late that evening.
I had to work that. I had to work the long jump pit. I don't work that. Got there early enough to do the shot pit. And really, people who watching, really nobody up in the stand but your parent, a parent.
It's gonna be faculty members,
right?
Schools and a few parents that's actually not working or off work that day. At 10 in the morning, most parents are at work.
Right. And then me, I was there early. I was there early for my, cause I didn't have to work but there 2 weekdays. I ain't have to work on the weekend. I don't care if mine don't run to 4 o'clock in the evening. I'm still gonna be there. Yeah. I'm still gonna be there for mine. And because I don't trust people. Shit, I don't trust nobody. I don't do nothing to man. I'm sorry.
I would have had you stressed out back in school because I always show up at the last second. You'd be looking for me for my event, and I show up right before it started.
Me too.
Where you been? I've been stretching. I gotta be by myself for a minute. I be nervous.
This is what I want to know. How did Karmelo get to that track meet?
Oh, there's so many different ways. Somebody could have dropped him off. He might have rode the bus with the team.
No, see, he couldn't have rode the school bus. Cause see, the reason why I'm saying it because
his school wasn't there yet.
They don't seem ain't nobody see. This the question. That's what people missing out on a whole lot of this. Where was his team?
So in the
why did that parent drop him off at that stadium if he was dropped out? So we don't know how did he come?
He's 17, so he might have his own vehicle. Because I used to drive.
And then if he had his own vehicle, what's his badge check? Or did he get in there in time enough before the police is used to be there? Mm-hmm. But it done been plenty of time. I don't got there real early to walk through the gate.
Yeah, I just show my student ID that I was a student at one of the participation schools. I used to get there before my team.
But they over there at the stadium, they were checking the security with. They were going through the metal detector. But I don't understand how he came
I
through
don't know
that
how he
metal.
got there. I don't know if his school was there or not. In the picture I saw two different schools. I saw Memorial and I saw Liberty.
I ain't see his school.
Yeah, I don't know. His school might be on the other side of the bleachers.
Wasn't out there.
Mm-hmm.
Because see, the reason why I'm saying that because he over in somebody else designated area. He would have been over there with his team trying to warm up, being happy. It's so much. It's so much.
Because it was open to
All
the
I got to
public, so
say,
anybody
people
could have
need it,
came.
huh?
It was open to the public, so anybody could have came.
But I wanted to but see, he had to run. So my thing is,
It was there super early.
his team wasn't there. Because like at the school bus,
Now that
now that
I
school
think
bus could
about
have
it,
been late.
actually,
It happened around about 10, you know what I mean?
so maybe because with our school was weird. Our throwers, since they had to be there so early, sometimes they wouldn't even ride with the school bus.
Only
Sometimes
reason,
they take their own shuttle and go themselves.
but see, in high school, what we usually do is I tell them if you're gonna get dropped out by your parent, and that we don't have meeting. We have meeting. I would have said when you first get to that stadium, find your spot.
Mm-hmm.
Start warming up. If it rain, go under that shit. Go up under. I already know about the school, the stadium. So I'm already telling them what to do. So you go up because go up under that thing area over there, and it was just so much I did. I went out the way. It was more like I went out the way for my athlete and my parents.
That's your job as a coach.
But then see, but guess what? You had a lot of coaches weren't in place that day. Think about what you just said. Think about what you just said. And you got to remember when a lot of coaches came to his rescue, it wasn't his coach.
Mm-hmm.
It was the other coaches.
Yeah.
Man, they got it. That's why I don't blame them, boy. I don't blame them. I don't want to put the blame on neither on the board. I think it was poor decision made in this situation, and the law don't took it. The self-defense law don't took in effect, and it's saying a lot of things gonna change for Karmelo. It's a lot of things gonna change for Karmelo. But I ain't gonna hold y'all up there because I can talk all day to young men and stuff and young ladies. I like talking. Young men always talk to me. All these young men can tell me some stuff like I'm their mama, like I'm their grandmama. They'll call me auntie. They whole conversation tell me stuff that won't nobody else listen to them. So I wish I had been there at that track meet. Hey y'all, hey, stop them. You heard my big mouth, honey. But like you said, it's the only reason why Karmelo could have been there early. Karmelo about getting ready to jump. Either he's so little, he may be getting ready to long jump, high jump. We don't know what he was there early for, y'all, because that's what happened at a district track meet. You start out with your field event. You got the long jump, you got the high jump, you got the shot put, you got the pole vault. So it's a lot going on out there early in the morning like that, y'all. So that session's supposed to be for the early morning people. Start Campbell. But okay, Devin, I appreciate you being here and I appreciate talking to you. I appreciate those who listen, those who watch, and anytime you're welcome over here on this channel. Y'all talk. That's what I want to get everybody to do is to talk. Because a lot of people don't listen. People don't listen. I appreciate you, young men, for coming up here. And y'all like, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much again, Devin. And you go out and have a blessed day, okay?
Same to you. Thank you.
All right, baby.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Are you looking at me, Camper?